Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Boxing Coalition. My name is Cam. Joining me tonight, MV Chu, Daniel Lim, Leon, and my boy is back, Hamada. Good to have you back. Hope all you guys are well. Before we get into it, just want to mention on Friday we have the chemo special on the eve of Triple G Lemieux. It'll be on at 8 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. Eastern and 12 p.m. Pacific. So make sure you check that out. We won't really be getting into the Lemieux fight today. We'll save it for Friday and probably review the Selby fight, which is on Wednesday night. I think Ari might jump on the show as well in a while. I'm not sure. He just called in.
Like them using traditional transport routes. The United Nations says...
That's Ari giving me some bad background noise. Thank you for that, Ari. Chew, my boy. I'll start with you. Flanagan versus Magdaleno in Manchester. I was at the fight, picked up a cheap ticket, which was quite good. What did you think of the fight? Not much of it to talk about, I guess. Were you impressed with Flanagan?
First of all, who is Flanagan? Who is he, man? I've never heard of this guy until 2 fights ago.
That's because you don't watch UK boxing, though.
Exactly. You don't watch fights.
You need to, because you shit on Box Nation. That's why you haven't seen him.
You're a casual fan.
He's a mystery man, but he's a beast. He just came onto the scene. He's totally fucking surprised everybody. Are you trying to tell me that you heard of Terry Flanagan 2 fights ago?
I did, yes.
Yeah, I had.
But we got
Even
Box Nation.
If Lim had, you're in trouble, mate.
Yeah, but you have the tendency of Lim making shit up. So
yeah, but I'm
not asking you guys. I'm asking Lim. Did you hear of Terry Flanagan 3 fights?
No, I haven't, but I did watch the fight. So please hurry up, get on with it, mate.
Yeah. Okay, I thought Terry Flanagan done what he had to do. It was a fucking great performance, great footwork, nice jab, great uppercut. Still, I thought Diego Magdaleno, considering how much the boxing voice was kind of, bigging themselves up, and expecting to see a American domination of the Frank Warren card never materialised. But all credit must go to Terry Flanagan. I don't think anybody can take anything away from him. He's a beast. It's kind of like when you go see a magician like Sigmund and Roy. You know how they've got they keep the cape over the cage. And you think an animal's under there, but you don't know what animal. It turns out to be a young, hungry lion, like Terry Flanagan. He is a beast. The only thing I'm really to shit on the fight is fucking Diego Magdaleno. He's a fucking bum. Well, I'm fucking exaggerating slightly. He's a bum.
Yeah, he's not a very good fighter.
He's not a very good fighter. He's got a haircut of a bum.
That bum made your boy quit. The one who was giving Ricky Burns beatings for 6 rounds.
He's not my boy.
What are you talking
Burns
about?
is your boy.
Burns took his soul. Diego just fucking ate the...
But Ari, you gotta admit, Diego Magdaleno is nothing to write home about. He's got a good record.
I wouldn't even write to your home about him.
Well, that's because I don't live in a home. But I don't think Diego Magdaleno is that good of. He was always brought up. He was hyped up because of his record and because of his brother. To tell you the truth, his brother is a better fighter of the two, but Diego Magdaleno is nothing special. But you can't deny someone the rightful due when they knock someone out in 2 rounds.
No.
Like Flanagan fucking blasted through him.
Yeah, and not just knock out, completely outbox him for the entire 2 rounds and then knock him out. He was never in the fight, Magdaleno. Never in the fight.
Yeah. And you gotta give him credit too, because that was a 50-50 fight leading up to the fight itself, was it not?
Yeah, that's what was being portrayed, that it was a 50-50 fight.
Oh, guys, can I jump in? What was the issue with Magdaleno? Was it just the wide stance? Was it the footwear? Because no one else was really slipping in the ring that much, and he looked like he was on ice skates.
Yeah, very wide stance for someone that short. So I think it was that, or he just had shit shoes.
And the worst thing is, because he's got such a wide stance, he's dipping so low as well. If you get hit when you're dipping low with a wide stance, even a tap will usually knock you over.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because at least personally, I completely forgot about this weight division after Mikey left a couple of years ago and Crawford moved up in weight division. I just feel like it's kind of a no man's land, but that's probably beneficial for Flanagan, right? Because who else does he really have to fight at that division other than, was it Zapata? The guy who, didn't he have a really good fight with Zapata or something like that a couple of years ago? Or?
No, he fought him last and his shoulder popped. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it was in May or June.
Linares is the lineal guy, isn't he?
Okay. That says something because I don't think Linares is that impressive either, but, good for Flanagan. Hopefully he makes you guys proud over there.
John Rollins said on the commentary that the bookies found this fight difficult to split. Diego must have heard him because he was literally doing the splits all over the shop, man.
He was, yeah, especially in that first round. He was just.
I haven't watched much of him before. Is he always that wild and wide open?
Yeah.
It's easy for Flanagan. I mean, Flanagan probably is very good. Technically, he's a very sound boxer. And, I mean, that uppercut was a thing of beauty from that distance as well.
It was a pizza punch.
Yeah, it was a lovely shot.
Flanagan's not really shown power like that, though.
No, he hasn't. But he's big, Cam. He's big at that weight.
I was going to say, how does he make weight, guys?
I was going to say the body types were like completely different. You got Magdaleno, who's very short but stocky and wide, and Flanagan, who's very tall and gangly, but like it's like they look like two different weight classes.
It's like the dominance of these lanky fighters. Last week we had Postol, now we have Flanagan. These tall guys who we scratch our heads and we wonder how do they make the weight division. Like these guys would be decently sized at the weight division, one up from themselves. You know?
But Flanagan always looks in great shape. He never looks weight trained. He always looks, he's pretty ripped for a white northern dude. But, he fights so well stepping backwards, doesn't he? Generates a lot of power when he takes that half step back. Very impressive.
Yeah, I said last week that, he can fight on the back foot, he can fight with his back on the ropes, and he didn't really need to fight with his back on the ropes this fight, but I was impressed with with him planting his feet and showing some power. Just quickly, the stoppage, I thought the stoppage was good. I think if it would have got stopped earlier, I think we would have just had an outcry of British stoppage, you didn't give Magdaleno a chance. I think Terry O'Connor got it right and he stopped the fight at the right point. Anyone agree?
Yeah.
Or anyone disagree?
Title fight, you should be allowed to, fight. No, you've got to give him a chance.
I think this is serious, by the way. Stop the fight, get him to change his footwear. No, seriously. See in any other sport, like football or anything like that, see if the equipment's faulty. You stop it. Get it changed.
That's true.
And wait, I'm sorry, can you backtrack a little bit? Are you referencing the shoes specifically?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, but how exactly would you prevent that? Just relace the shoes? What exactly would you do? New shoes?
New shoes. Sir, new shoes for you.
No, I think they take a while. I think some of the boxers that I know, they take like a day or two to break those shoes in. So, I mean, if you want to go through that process, then sure, but I don't know. Do you really think, would you attribute that much of his loss to the slipping issues that he had?
Nah, I don't. Either way, would have got beat, but what I will say is, these last two, if I wanted to find like a kind of luck thing, or like a luck scenario, to kind of play devil's advocate, to take away from Flanagan, then I could say that he got lucky with Zepeda's shoulder, and I could say that his opponent was having footwear problems. But I'm not, to be honest, I just thought Terry Flanagan is a beast. But can you see my point?
I love how you call people a beast, like, that first time you watch him, he's a beast. And then next time you're like, that guy's a bum.
What can I say? I mean, I've never heard of the guy. I'm looking at the eye test.
Fair
you know
enough.
What I mean?
Fair
I don't know who could beat him.
Okay. Let me go to Hamada. Hamada, firstly, it's good to have you back.
Can we just talk about where Hamada's been and if you and Floyd had a breakup? Like, what happened between you guys?
Hamada's been in a dark place. He fell out of love with boxing for a couple of weeks, but I think the love's back now. Hamada?
Nah, man.
What happened, Hamada?
There's no love in boxing, man. Boxing just kicks you in the nuts every time you think it's going well. It just kicks you in the nuts, man.
Yeah, but you don't have any nuts. So what are you trying to say?
Yeah, man. Flanagan was awesome. His performance was excellent, man. I weren't sold on Flanagan. I remember seeing him fight Stephen Ormond, and he didn't look good in that fight. And I just thought, you know what I mean, British level fighter. And then there's the whole Zepeda debacle where he won the world title when I thought it should have been a no contest or a rematch should have been ordered when Zepeda recovers. And then to put in this performance was just... I was just shocked. I was blown away. I didn't think he had it in him. I just didn't think it was there. I weren't really impressed with him beforehand. Yeah, man. He was so sharp. His counter punching was just it was immense. It's like Magdaleno would hit him, but then he would instantly respond with something. And Magdaleno straight away would be knocked off balance, obviously, because of that wide stance he had. I think the stance was too wide for him. Personally, like, you know, when you see tall fighters and then they use the wide stance, it's more suited to them because they can just, you know, lean back onto their back foot and then spring off with their punches. But I think it didn't really work out for Magdaleno in his frame. I don't think that suited for him, that style. But other than that, Flanagan was terrific, man. The uppercuts, his accuracy was amazing. It's like, when I was watching it live, I was thinking those punches were missing. But then once I saw the replays, the slow motion, I was thinking it's like every single punch when he was finishing him was landing. It was just a thing of beauty, man. I think he's definitely proven that he's number one in Britain, and he's up there, man, in the world, because the lightweight division is quite weak all round in the world, so. It's just a shame that, you know, he's not as well known as the others, like, you know, that's over in the other stable that are on Sky Sports. I was thinking just now that people like Tommy Koyo are more known than he is, and no one really went to his fight. I think Camus was there. Apparently I've been seeing pictures and that on Twitter and stuff on that. Like, it wasn't even half full, the arena.
Nah, I was disappointed with the attendance, to be honest, but one thing I have to mention, that day in Manchester there were two other big events at Etihad Stadium, Manchester City's home ground. There was a England versus Uruguay rugby game, and at Old Trafford, Manchester United Stadium, there was some type of Rugby Super League Cup final game. So I think they definitely stole some tickets away from the arena, but I think another reason why maybe the ticket sales was lower because, you know, this fight initially had Billy Joe Saunders versus Andy Lee on it. And then initially had Smith versus Michelle Sorrell. And I just think that, you know, people just got a bit disappointed with Warren and thought, well, you know, this card may fall apart, so why spend the extra money, you know, going to this shit? And you know, unsurely, you know, thinking the card's going to fall apart. But, you know, half of the lower tier was open and there were like big patches of empty seats. So I'm thinking there's probably just over 3,000. If that, which is very disappointing for a decent card, you know, that is one of Warren's better cards overall that he's done this year. Because we constantly shit on his UK cards, but that was probably one of the best he's done in a while, maybe since last year, since the Billy Joe Saunders versus Eubank Jr. fight. So, bit disappointing overall.
Yeah, man, that's... Because, you know, Hearn, he's a bit more, I wouldn't say clever, but he's more up to date than Frank is. I think Hearn wouldn't have even had a fight on that weekend because of the other events from other sports, because that's what Hearn does. He brings in the casuals from the other sports such as football, rugby, and etc. So I just think that's just Frank, as usual, being behind the times.
Yep. Just check his...
But yeah, quickly, I wanted just to say, like, I was just looking at Flanagan's box rate, and when Lim was talking about how did he make weight, from what I'm seeing here, Flanagan turned pro and he was weighing 124, and he's even fought at super featherweight, and this is like, he just moved up to lightweight, say, in the last 8 or 9 fights. So it seems like he's comfortable at the weight.
Yep. Just want to check because my Skype's playing up. Is everyone else still on the line?
I'm here.
Anyone else still on the line?
I'm here.
Yeah, okay. I don't know, my Skype's playing up a bit. I can't see anyone on the call. Ari, I know you want to, you jumped on a bit late. You don't really want to talk too much. Just quickly your thoughts on the fight.
Yeah, I was very impressed by Flanagan, very impressed. I didn't expect that. I actually chose Magdaleno by split, so I need to stop sleeping on Flanagan because I think that's the second time I picked against him. Like I picked Cepeda as well because I rate Cepeda, you know, obviously as an injury. But yeah, Flanagan, he looked great, and I can't wait to see him again. And I'll be picking him next time because that's twice now. And you know what it is, I forgot how he's good because you know how Chu said he doesn't know that much about him. The problem is that the scene know him, the boxing scene know how good he is, and he's been getting ducked. Because I can't remember if he won it, but I'm sure he won Prize Fighter. And since then he's been getting ducked. Dave Matthews was supposed to fight him. Instead of fighting him, he gave up the British belt. You know, they've been trying to make the Crawler fight. It's not happening. Again, Dave Matthews supposed to fight him again recently. It's not happening. Hopefully, I think Liam Walsh might be fighting him next. But again, after that performance, does he really want it? That's the problem, that he's one of these guys in the scene where they know how talented he is, and they don't want to get in the ring with him. You know, them kind of boxers. That's what he is. So he's not that known, but in the circle he's known. And you know, after that performance, everyone's seen it now. Magdaleno's a name, not a name, but you know, at least is someone that at least the Americans know and they rate. So they have to stand up and recognize Flanagan now and, you know, see how good he is. Cause, you know, a lot of people picking against him. They didn't know anything about him, but they definitely do now.
I remember Jamie Moore saying one time on Sky that Flanagan's name is like a swear word in the lightweight division. Like, no one wants anything to do with him.
That's a good metaphor.
So, Ari, you had Magdaleno by split, did you?
Yes, true.
Ironic. You're on a fucking hell of a roll.
Oh, she's got it all today.
Nah,
what do you mean I'm on a roll?
You're just picking losses all over the shop.
Where are you in the league, mate? That's the bragging rights right there. Where are you in the league?
Yeah. Just because you and Hamada's on. I'll get back on it once we start it up again. I'm just too busy, mate.
That's what you always say. Then you do it for 2 weeks and then you forget.
You say that every time. You say that every 3 months. Oh yeah, I'll wait for the next one. And then you get lost inside 2 weeks and you realise it's not as easy as you think.
It's because you guys are picking British fights. I'm not familiar with the British scene, which is...
We're picking everything.
Yo, True, sorry to cut you, get in there, but I listened to, during my hiatus, I've been listening, and you might have picked Postal to win, but you picked Khabib to beat Broner. I mean, that's equally just as...
Yeah,
I was still shocked about that.
That takes your shine from the Postal. I mean...
Nah, of course. I was trying to be too clever.
Yeah.
Khabib I don't want to sidetrack, but I mean, I thought Khabib in his last fight threw a lot of punches, and he didn't against Broner for whatever reason. Whether that was due to inactivity or whatever. But credit to Broner, he looked sharp. You know, sometimes you get them right, sometimes you get them wrong.
Yeah.
But the big one was the Lucas fight, let's be honest.
Yeah.
What do you think of that fight, Hamada?
Lucas versus Postal?
Yeah.
I didn't even watch it.
You not?
Nah. I didn't even watch Broner Khabib. So, and Broner's one of my favourite fighters, man. But I heard he looked good, so that's good enough for me.
Alright, guys, we're having an issue with Skype, so I'm gonna have to try and maybe end the call and then recall, so just give me a sec.
What's going on? We're having issues.
Fucking hell, I feel like we're on Blog Talk.
Yeah, I think there's a few issues with Skype.
We're gonna... Blog Talk issues.
Imagine the shit we would get if we were on Blog Talk, man. We'd be fucking out of the game.
Oh, shit.
Alright, I think most of us are back, so... Let's move on to the Smith fight. This is a bit more interesting. In the arena, I thought maybe, the fight wasn't as close. I thought Thompson's shots were getting a lot more blocked than they were when I watched it back today. To me though, it seemed like Beefy gave up the first 2 rounds just to kind of see where Thompson was at. But, I don't know. I kind of want to say that I thought that it was a game plan because Gallagher has done that before with fighters. I know Quigg did it where he took the first half of the fight against...
Is anyone still there?
Salinas. I'm still here, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm just on the train. It's loud as hell.
What the hell's going on?
I don't know, Leon. It's not showing on Skype who's
Hey,
online.
what fight are you guys talking about?
So we're just going to have to roll with it, Leon.
Ah!
What happened?
I don't know, man. I think Leon's having issues. We're talking about the Smith-Thompson fight. Done.
What happened, Chu? What'd you do?
The whole thing's shot to pieces.
It's the twin effects. Both smoke alarms coming from Ari and Hamada. It's just blocking out everybody's Wi-Fi.
No smoke alarms from me,
But I'm
mate.
sure
Don't try. I'm on
Cam's
video.
still live on the other... Oh.
Anyway, the Smith fight. Yeah, I saw it. This guy is another one. He's another beast.
How excited are you guys for the Galactic?
Calm down
I'm
a
not gonna
bit,
lie.
Chu. Calm down a bit, Chu.
I know you hate the Smith.
We've got to wait
but
for Kilo.
sorry,
I don't
like
hate the Smiths. I don't hate the Smiths, but he's not a beast. Calm down.
Fuck chemo.
Beast, you know.
You know what I mean?
What's up?
It's like a big pack over there in the fucking northwest of the UK.
Flanagan deserves the beast word because what he did was very impressive, but
Why?
Smith was expected. Thompson, I don't know why people were picking him. I really don't. Well, because he caught Brandon Adams with a big punch, but other than that, his whole career, I thought he was a bum. So, I just don't understand it. How people are shocked at what Liam Smith's done. Liam Smith's always been credible. He's undefeated. He's never been exposed. He's boring to watch at times, but he's a decent fighter. I don't know how people weren't picking him.
I never made a pick. I just didn't.
No,
know
I'm not
enough.
saying you. I'm just saying people in general because I've been hearing people and even British guys who I thought would know boxing. They talk to boxing a lot, and but then they go on other shows and they're shitting on British fighters and acting like Smith's this kind of bum, and Thompson isn't. But, that person got shown up anyway.
Well, to be honest, looking at his bulk rec, he's not exactly fought the who's who in the light middleweight division. So if people want to say he's a bum or not very good, to be honest, coming up into the fight, it was an unknown quantity. And you could say that at least that John Thompson, at least he's fought some decent guys. But he got knocked out by Liam Smith. So what I think is just Liam Smith is he's not as slick as Callum. And, he's not as experienced as...
Callum's slick.
Yeah, Callum Smith's a super middleweight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's not as slick as Callum.
He's not slick at all, mate.
Neither of them are
Exactly.
slick. Callum is
No
slick.
Gallagher fighter is slick. Only the slickest
Maybe
Gallagher
Crawler.
fighter is Cardle.
Yeah, Crawler and Cardle, they're the only slick ones. And actually, you know what? Cardle only, not even Crawler. Cardle. He's the only slick one in that whole gym. They don't
So
know.
wait a minute, I'm not saying he's Floyd Mayweather, Callum. I'm saying he's slicker than Liam. Classier. With a higher ceiling.
Probably.
Put it this way, if you had to tell me who's the better brother, I would say Callum.
Callum's probably the best out of all of them.
Whereas, from what I've seen of Liam, which isn't much to be honest, he's a grinder. You can punch. You know, I've heard Koto's got him in for sparring. You know, I can see the similarities with him and Canelo.
Wow.
Sorry, Chi, what did you say? I missed that.
So Koto
Yeah.
has sparred Liam Smith
So
for Canelo. I can see the similarities.
I can't. And you sound like you're smiling when you say that. You don't either.
Not at all, mate.
I can see the somewhat. How can you not? How he's got a good right hand, same height.
Canelo's got more than just a good right hand, mate.
Well, why are you guys shitting on him?
Because you're making him seem like he's better than he really is.
Were you not impressed by them? Tell us what you thought of the fight, then.
Honestly, I wasn't impressed at all, honestly.
You weren't impressed at all?
Nope. After 5 rounds, I scored it 4-1 for Thompson. He was just getting outboxed for the first 4 to 5 rounds. Until Thompson gassed. Thompson visibly gassed. You can just see it. Like, in the first 2-3 rounds, he wasn't getting hit with those kind of shots. And then all of a sudden, in round 5, Liam Smith can't stop hitting him.
That was the pressure, bro.
Nah, it's gassing. You gas under the pressure, right? So
that's the Canelo. That's just that's the Canelo comparison right there. That pressure.
Honestly, yeah, true. I saw this Thompson guy was so brittle. He was so frail. You can see it how he was reacting when he was getting hit with punches. Liam Smith has no power. If Liam Smith had power, he would have knocked him out in the second or third round. He was landing flush shots on his chin.
Ahmad, I respect your opinion, bro, but he was face down.
That's
you can't say he's not got.
But he was exhausted. He was gone. He blew his load. He was finished. Like, he had nothing left. When you're exhausted like that, one punch can end it. You know that.
I do, but
Liam Smith was landing flush shots from round 2, round 3, round 4, and he wasn't even hurting him until about round 6. I think it was round 6 he had that big round where he nearly knocked him out.
Yeah. Saved by the bell.
Yeah, saved by the bell. And he wasn't hurting Thompson. Thompson was throwing his jab, and his jab was dropping down to, I don't know, his stomach. That right hand was there all day for him. All day.
The commentator said it was there from like 30 seconds in.
Exactly. All day it was there for him, True. Come on, man. I mean,
I disagree with you as well.
About how we got gassed.
I disagree with you as well, Hamada, but what I want to do is I just want to quickly log out of Skype because it's like some guys can't jump on the call, so just bear with me. Sorry for the people. Sorry for the people listening live. But I'm just going to log out my Skype and re-log in. Hi guys, we're back. Sorry about that. Let's get back to it. Yeah, I disagree with you, Hamada. He did look a bit frail, but if you play devil's advocate, you know, you could say he had a decent chin and he was taking beefy shots until, you know, the accumulation started taking a toll.
Exactly.
Nah, I don't think so, to be honest. He looked really frail. He was packing so much glass as well, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I just can't rate Liam Smith's performance. He got the job done. I have to respect that, but he's not even fighting. I wouldn't even say John Thompson is top 20 at 154. Chu was on last week or the week before talking about 154 where the Sharks are at.
I think he was joking.
No, that was sarcasm.
Nah, but compared to Liam Smith, they're all Sharks compared to Liam Smith. Honestly.
No, if you mention the Charlo sisters, I'm walking away because
they beat him easy. The Charlo sisters, they beat him easy.
They are walking periods. They are pathetic.
They beat him easy, man.
They give Trout a good fight as well.
Who, Liam Smith?
No, sorry.
Liam Smith doesn't beat Varnes. He doesn't even beat Varnes.
Varnes is a quitter. He'll quit. And the Charlos have beaten no one. They've beaten no one. Everyone tells me they've beaten someone. Who have they beaten? Either sister. Which sister has beaten anyone?
Gabe.
Yeah,
Gabe.
one of them beat Gabe Rosado. And he beat Varnes.
No, but that was Gabe going from 160 back to 154.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
The
Varner's
what's
got
that?
robbed.
What about Varnes?
Varner's got robbed.
Liverpool loser.
I just think that division.
That division is another poor division around the super middleweight. You know, around super middleweight, and this division. All of them are poor.
No, I rate a lot of fighters at 154. I think Julian Williams would do him.
Yeah, but
There's a lot of good fighters at 154 we're forgetting. It's like we're forgetting there's good fighters there. Lara
does
top fight.
Lara's as little as possible to win a fight. So but let's get this real. Let's not talk about how poor Liam Smith might be. Let's talk about how bad Thompson was. He was a domestic level fighter at best, and every American I listened to picked him. That's got to be one of the worst picks ever. He's a glorified prize, right? I said last week it's a glorified prize fighter, and I've been proven right.
No, but Leon, like, it's again that thing I mentioned a few weeks ago, the unknown. So if your guy in America is fighting an unknown UK guy, you're gonna rep your flag and back your guy.
Fine. I watched 2 Thompson fights before that fight, and what did I message you? He's a mega bum. I knew just the eye test alone, you could see he was going to lose that fight. This man, he ran from Liam Smith, and Liam Smith didn't throw a punch in the first 2 rounds. Didn't he?
That's
he
true.
ran from him.
That's true.
And he wasn't throwing punches.
No, he was throwing punches. Like Thompson was throwing the jab. He
was throwing punches, but he ran from a man not throwing punches.
Yeah, but that's his style. He doesn't confront the guy and stand in front of him. He moves. He boxes and moves.
I knew he was a bum, and I've been proven right. So I'm very pleased with that. Because I was hearing all kinds of madness from across the pond.
Yeah, but Leon, you see over in America, no disrespect to them, like, they only watch the boxing in their country. Like, if you don't fight in America, they don't know who you are. Like, they don't know who Liam Smith is, because Liam Smith never fought in America. The only UK fighters they know are UK fighters that are fighting Americans or that have fought in America.
Casuals. The lot of them. Casuals.
That's not our fault. That's their fault. They didn't just step their boxing game up then.
No, but I think it's funny, right? Because I've been listening to people. When an American comes over here and wins something, I find we usually take to them. Don't you? Like when Terence Crawford came over, when Bradley came over the first time. Yeah,
you kind of show them respect for coming over here and doing something.
These fuckers, Liam Smith beats their guy, and they spend every podcast I've listened to this week, they've done is shit on him.
Yep.
It's pathetic.
Well, I said last week that, Josh Thompson is an American domestic fighter level.
Yeah.
But I think this proves that maybe the domestic level in America has went down a bit, and the British level of fighter has went up. And it has been, I think both fights prove that, on the Frank Warren card. The level of British talent has kind of rose a bit. But you'll never get an American fan admit that because, why would they? Still the top guys in America are still superior to anybody. It's like there's no depth to the American scene. You've got the best fighters, the Andre Wards, the Terence Crawfords, and then you've got...
Yeah, we know
after that.
We know they've got the best fighters, and we appreciate that. I just think it's a bit unfair for it's all of a sudden... it's not how good Liam Smith might have done to beat their guy, it's just how poor their guy is, and fuck Smith anyway because he won't beat anyone. I mean, that might well be true, but it was just such a weird reaction. Like, no, Nez just destroyed him, just said he was shit, and this guy put all his money on him, his first bet he's ever made. I mean, that's the worst that's worse than my first bet I made when I was about 5, when my dad took me to the bookies to bet on the Grand National. That's got to be the worst bet in history.
Leon going in today.
No, I'm just saying, it just frustrates me. Why can't I just give a man his credit? We know Liam Smith isn't really a world level, but he beat the guy fair and square. He knocked him spark out. I mean, the guy was surfing at the end of it, wasn't he?
No, I agree. Like, you know, what Liam Smith did. You know, he beat a guy for a vacant title. Whether some people are saying, oh, it's a proper title, and that's your kind of opinion. I think that he should be, you know, deserved as a world champion. You know, you won a vacant title. Other guys have won similar titles and call themselves world champions. So I'll give him a pass. I know the WBO is the Warren Boxing Organization, and even it's quite funny if you look down on BoxRec at the card itself. There were so many WBO related belts. They were like fucking vacant European WBO title, Intercontinental WBO title, WBO European title. Like, Box Nation should have just rebranded themselves for one night as, you know, WBO Nation for one night, because it's kind of cringy a bit, because it just shows how much leeway Warren has with the WBO. And obviously the two main fights for WBO world titles, one was a vacant, one Flanagan won against Cepeda. We've discussed that in the past. His celebration was terrible, but, you know, I thought he won it fair and square. And I think he proved a few doubters wrong with this fight. But going to Smith, yeah, you know, he's the first one in the fighting family to win a world title. I don't know if you guys saw the iFilm video afterwards. Did any of you catch it when Gallagher's getting the belt off Liam, and then Quigg was there saying, "Oh, his belt's just a paper." That was quite.
I didn't see that. I'll watch that.
Yeah, that was quite funny, I thought. But
I don't. Like, listen, there's some guy called Matt has just twittered me a picture of me looking deranged, calling Liam Smith a beast. He fucking knocked the guy out, man. I don't really understand, like I thought it was a great performance.
It was.
I thought.
Let's get. It was a good performance.
Let's get into a fucking argument about this. I want a fucking argument. He fucking knocked the guy out in the 6th round. Everybody was picking this Josh Thompson guy to win. John Thompson.
Was he getting outboxed before that, though, Chu? Being fair.
Not really.
No, he was, look, Cam, he was never in danger. He was laughing in the man's face when he was punching him.
No, I'm playing devil's advocate. I agree with you guys. I'm playing it from the other side, because when I watched it back today, you know, it was a lot closer than it seemed on the night in the arena.
Did he look in any danger at any moment?
He didn't look in danger, but there were parts where he looked like his game plan wasn't working. Like, there was rounds where he barely threw a shot, and I don't know whether that was tactical.
He was up 3. I'll give it. Thompson was up 3-1 after 4 rounds, but in that 3rd round, he was knocking that bobblehead all over the place, wasn't he? Every punch he threw pretty much landed.
Yeah.
And he got tired because every body shot he caught him with hurt him. He hit him with a body shot in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and every single one of them hurt him.
It's quite funny that, because I thought there'd be more body shots, but looking back at the fight, you know, like Thompson's got those long arms, elbows really low, and there wasn't really the opportunity for a left hook to the body. There were opportunities for, you know, left uppercuts down the center, but only until, you know, near the knockout round 6 and 7 where Liam started to throw that left hook into the body.
But Gallagher said to him after the 3rd or the 4th, you got to stop following him around with your hands so high. He said you're just stumbling around. So they obviously fixed some problem.
Yo, what did you guys think of Smith's, you know, upper body and head movement? I thought it was excellent.
I thought he did. Look, let's be honest. That, you know, he did very, very well. I think we've just got to give him his credit for his performance, and then whoever he fights down the line, that will come out in the wash, won't it?
Does everyone agree that he's going to be protected for like 3-4 fights now?
Oh yeah, he'll fight nobody.
He'll fight nobody until he gets his next mandatory, innit?
Yeah. Ness is right about that one thing.
Hopefully it's Andrade as well, because I think that's the only person he could fight, Andrade. I think he's gonna be like in that Kell Brooks situation where he'll be a title holder and they'll look at him as just that. All right, cool, you can defend it at home. Like, you see how all the American welterweights, they're not coming to fight Brook in Sheffield. Like, it's just going to be like that with Liam Smith. because Heyman's got all the guys at 154.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna come over to fight Smith in Liverpool, and so hopefully just at some point Andrade gets the shot, and just Andrade can school him.
Or like magically just before the Andrade fight, you know, Smith can't make weight anymore and he has to give the belt up and go to 160.
Yeah, they'll probably duck him because they've already done that before. Frank Warren's been on record actually saying we got the Andrews fight for him, but Joe Gallagher turned it down. So
yeah. All right. Anyone else want to mention anything about this fight?
Oh, Jack Captain said he was getting his head boxed off. He wasn't getting his head boxed off. He just didn't do anything for the first 2 rounds. He wasn't throwing any punches, and the guy was touching him. The guy had no power. I mean, he clearly needs drug testing if he's able to knock a guy out in his last fight.
no, but
I've never seen so little power.
On a serious note, though, that's a risky game plan to go into a fight with. You gotta go into a fight and try and win every round. You can't just go into a fight and just say, I'm gonna take the first 4 or 5 rounds
No.
and try and catch up to him late.
I think what he did, he went in there first round to feel what he had, realised he had no power, and just thought, I'll let him punch himself out, and then try and get to the body, and then I'll knock him out. And he did exactly that.
But apparently that was the whole game plan, and we saw when Quigg done it, I think it was against Salinas, it didn't work because Quigg didn't win the fight. So you can't go into fights with that kind of game plan. You got to go in.
You can against that quality of opposition.
Yeah, but how do we know that John Thompson couldn't turn out to be the goods? And then what? What would they have done then?
I watched 3 fights of Mada, and he looked like a bum. And
okay, fair enough.
I know about boxing. Cool. I hardly know anything about the sport. I just like it. But if anyone watched that guy on, tape, there was nothing there. Personally.
Fair enough. But I'm just saying this. I hate when people when it works out like that and then they turn around and say, yeah, that was the game plan. but then when they lose, they don't even mention, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, they'd be like,
they don't say they got their game plan wrong.
Yeah. Just like, we didn't turn up on the night.
Yeah.
Alright, Chi, you were gonna say something before Leon started talking?
Ranting, sorry.
I just think that people have got a personal problem against the Smith family. And I think that is kind of clouding their judgment.
I think people hate Paul Smith Jr. that much that anything related to him, they just hate him as well. But
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but if you remember, I did say Beefy's my favourite. You remember I said it a couple of weeks ago.
You did say it.
Yeah. I deserve some props. Alright, let's move on. Anyone seen any other undercard fights?
I saw Jack Catterall.
That was fucking poor performance, I thought. Yeah,
what's happened to him?
I don't know. They saying possibly weight issues. He won every round, but it wasn't a blistering performance, was it?
Ah. I mean, even the guys on Box Nation were saying they were really disappointed in it.
Yeah, Steve Lillis, I appreciated him being very honest at ringside.
Yeah. But he's always good, Lillis.
Yep.
Yeah, I caught this. I turned on my radio in the last few rounds of this fight.
Your radio?
Yeah.
Hamada's in the 1950s.
Nah, obviously I just don't wanna, hot up any websites.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw it, and then the propaganda afterwards was awful, man. They were talking about how he was cutting so much weight and all this and all that. I mean, just admit it, like he didn't look good. It weren't a good performance. They're making all kinds of excuses for him, man. I don't like that.
Yeah, if you box badly in one, you can say you boxed badly, can't you?
Exactly, like everyone has an off night. Floyd has an off night. Garcia has off nights. Like everybody has off nights. Like Khan has off nights. It's not a big deal. It happens. Like some days you're just not at it. But to come with these excuses, he's struggling at the weight. But then, what are they gonna say next time when he does fight at the weight again? If he's really struggling at the weight, then he has to move up. Then do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. But sometimes, that all that struggling at the weight just means that he didn't prepare properly. But obviously,
Yeah, in other words, basically. Yeah,
they just try and cover it up because next time he'll come in ripped, have a wicked performance, and still weigh the same, you know.
And they won't even mention, he's struggling at the weight.
Exactly. But did anyone see the debut of Virginder Singh?
I did.
Yeah, I thought it was a good performance for his first. Obviously, he's a world-renowned amateur turning pro, but I'm glad they just didn't put him in with a bum, you know. Actually,
I was impressed.
Oh, that guy, he had only fought it twice, though. To be honest, just looking at his record, I'm sure he had his opponent had more.
It was 3 fights.
Yeah, I thought he had a bit more than that, but I was impressed. Still making those amateur mistakes that they were pointing out, you know, like he was waiting for the ref to jump in for the 8 count. But he's got a good right hand on him, and he had a decent head movement. He was slipping a lot of punches. He's just settling down on his punches a bit more. He's training with Lee Beard in Manchester. I think Warren is going to have to move him quick because he doesn't really need these experiencing fights as much because he's got such a great amateur background. So kind of interested to see how he gets on.
Isn't he? He's like 28, 29, is he?
Yeah,
29, 30?
I think he's 29, yeah, so you can't really rate around with him.
But you know, he's one of these guys, he's like that Luke Campbell guy where you can, technique-wise, he can throw all the punches, can't he? You could see that.
Yeah.
It's just judging that distance between a scoring punch and a heavy punch, right?
That was the biggest difference. The first 2 rounds, he didn't get his distance right, but in the third, he did.
Yeah, but that means that's a good sign that he learned quickly.
Yeah, that dude though, what do you think about that little headbutt that he threw and then he got deducted to the point?
There's nothing little about it. It was a massive headbutt, I thought. That was worse than Saunders.
Which Saunders?
Bradley Saunders.
That was a little tap.
But it was dramatic, but Saunders kind of, but it was a proper head back, head forward.
Yeah, but there wasn't much pace on it.
It didn't make as much contact, but it was visually looked worse, maybe.
Yeah, and they were saying he was maybe getting 20 million views from back in India. So fucking hell, man.
Yeah. You couldn't get the smile of Francis Warren's face, could you? You had coat hanger stuffed up in there.
That was funny, man. He was thinking,
money.
Yeah, but they're saying that they want to get him maybe out twice again this year. So.
And is Lee Beard, is that the same guy who works with Cattrall?
Yeah, he works with Cattrall, and as far as I know, he's Adrian Gonzalez's uncle. So I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I read. Gonzalez, that was a decent fight against John Cage.
Yeah.
That uppercut was brutal, man.
That was the night of the uppercuts, wasn't it?
Again, he was kind of taking bits of the rounds off. He wasn't throwing much. He was moving about. The kid that hooked me up with the tickets, Gift from my gym, he actually knows him, and he went over to see him. Afterwards, Adrian was doing the rounds in the crowd, getting pictures with people and all that, and his face was pretty marked up afterwards, man. He took a lot more punches than he needed, I thought.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it didn't look like that guy was landing particularly hard on him, though.
No.
Now, Cam, tell me, was the atmosphere bad in there? Because I heard a few people that there was not many tickets sold, and there's a few scuffles, shall we say?
There were a few scuffles, but it's not Manchester if you don't have a scuffle in the crowd. But the seats were very empty, I thought. I thought the layout was poor. I thought they could have had the ring a bit more closer to the corner tiers, and that way, they could have filled out the arena and made a bit of an atmosphere. It was very patchy over there. There was a lot of gaps in the seating.
They didn't just let everyone come down and fill it up.
Well, the tickets that we had, we were upper, so we just waited until the 2 main fights started. And when it didn't fill up, because I thought maybe people are outside getting drinks and stuff, we just jumped down about 7 rows and just got better seats.
It's a shame though, isn't it?
It is a shame, but
that's where Eddie's got it locked down as he gets those casuals in.
No, it's true. Corolla would fill out the lower tier. Corolla would do 8 to 10,000, but this decent card couldn't. It probably didn't even do 4,000. I don't think.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. That's depressing.
It is, and like I said earlier, it's one of Warren's better cards.
Yeah, well, it's one of the best. It's one of the best. Well, it's a better UK card than anything that Matchroom have done, really. As in 50-50 fights on paper.
Yeah, apart from maybe that pay-per-view one in May.
Yeah,
Apart from
maybe.
I think this card is better than any other Matchroom cards.
Yeah.
But just quickly, Tom Stalker, I know you were kind of shitting on the decision. It was a draw against Craig Evans. At the time, live in the arena, I thought he just nicked it. Watched it again today, and it was a lot more clearer. I thought he won by a lot more.
He won easy.
Yeah. So even Craig Evans, which I kind of like, that he admitted afterwards in the post-fight interview that he thought that Stalker won, which was kind of nice to see him being honest.
Yeah, it was. I mean, but Stalker's a funny one, isn't he? He's got that curse of that gym over there that snatches souls. But I mean, he does.
Bombella gym.
I don't trust that trainer that he's got, because that was a guy who was training Bradley Saunders. That's the guy who was the big Scottish cruiserweight, Ari?
Steve Simmons.
Steve Simmons, he got knocked out. So that's all his boys have been losing.
He's jinxed.
And they've all stuck with him. I don't know his name.
And that's about it. There was that Blackledge versus Markham card, but that fight was pretty poor, I thought. I don't know. I didn't watch that back today. I thought I'm not killing 45 minutes watching that.
I watched it. It was poor.
Yeah, in the arena it was poor, to be honest.
Yeah, it was scrappy, no skills.
What are you going to say, Stu?
No, it sounds as if, I didn't see all the undercard, but it sounds as if he's just put all his fighters together. Just like 50-50, just fight it out. It's like he's thrown scraps for the table, and it's like who will survive? It sounds as if he's, it's like the last throw of the dice.
Well, that's the thing. They were all 50-50 fights apart from that Catterall fight. The whole card, I would say. Maybe not the Singh fight as well.
Yeah.
But pretty much 50-50 down the card.
I think Box Nation showed too many fights though. I think their coverage started at 5 o'clock, man. I thought maybe.
It did start at 5 o'clock. I started at 5 o'clock. I'm a bum. I've got to stop it, man.
I got there at 6. I just missed the Singh fight. But yeah, the place was empty until about fucking 9ish, and then it's semi-filled up. But disappointing. But let's move on. Any final thoughts about this card?
Good card.
Yeah, shout out to
good wins. Anyone who picked John Thompson, worst pick of your life.
You had to get that little dig in, didn't you?
I'm not letting it go, man. I'm not letting it go.
Shit. Alright, thank you. Let's have a little break, talk about the Predictions League. Myself and Ari got a glass this week by Moen 10, who reclaimed his top spot. He's back in first. Ari's down to second. I'm down to third. Bruto Deluxe is fourth. Mun in five. El Terrible, whose name I've been pronouncing as El Terrible for the last couple of weeks. I apologise. His joint 6 with my boy TBE Chef, who was with me on Saturday night. Animal Trousers in 7th. Inverness Mark 8th. Barceleos 9th. And Animal Status 10th. A lot of fights in the Prediction League this week. I'm not going to run through them all because it's a massive list, but head over to theboxingcoalition.com predictions and then you'll see the big ass list. A lot of points available, so if you're a bit lower and you can catch up, and I think there's going to be a lot of change every week. There's a lot of fights. There's always a lot of changes in the league position, so definitely go over to that. One last point is the Golovkin versus Lemieux fight is a star fight, so you'll be getting 50 extra points if you predict just the correct winner. So you could maybe, if you get the exact round, you could be getting 50 plus the 60. So even with one fight, you can be getting a shed load of points. Give the chat a bit of a shout. Apologies earlier for the technical problems, man, but that's Skype, man. They haven't fixed themselves up since the other week when they had problems. We got Casual Fan, Wasif 1, Supermaster, Loma Usyk Klitschko, Chris DLFC, Nesmatic, Doe Masters, Bill Bones 101, BRD Hey, Nunez 83, Shams 1000, Super Merc, J Swede the A-side, Lucan, Pinhead 360, Kevlar, Harvey 29, Jack Captain, Marky Mark TMT, Raphael 22, Brian Mack 90, Tommy D 107, Mr. Dermo, Die Hard Casual Fan, Robert Palmer 135, Danny Yankee, Eleu, Abdul Malik, and some guests. Right. Anyone want to just have a quick talk about the face-off, Golovkin versus Lemieux? Some people have requested it in the chat. I thought it was one of the poorer face-offs I've seen for a while. You know,
it was boring.
Yeah, I thought it was boring as well. I mean, you know, like, even Golovkin, man, you know, post-fight interviews, it's funny, good boy, and, you know, Mexican style and all that. But when it comes to a serious interview, man, like, no disrespect to the guy, because I can't speak multiple languages, but I can speak 2 languages. But, you know, I know it's hard for him to speak in English, but fuck, man, like, that interview was terrible, man. Like, Abel Sanchez had to keep finishing his sentences, and, you know, when Max asks him a question, he doesn't really answer it. He just say, like, this is boxing, this is fight, and it's like, he just repeats himself over and over again. You guys got any thoughts?
Yeah, it wasn't very good. But Lemieux looked scared, even in that situation.
He was either scared or he was confused by Golovkin.
Or he was high. So there's 3 options. I don't know which one he was.
He kept looking at Golovkin as if he didn't understand what he was getting at, or maybe he was scared. Yeah, it was either them.
I liked it. You know, there was one point where Lemieux was kind of looking on the floor because Golovkin was describing what he was doing to Curtis Stevens. You know, it looked to me like Golovkin had the cold or something. Like he wasn't talking properly. He was he looked maybe a weight drained. I don't know. I'm speculating, but there wasn't something quite right with Golovkin. I thought he was very soft spoken. Or maybe he was trying to psych out Lemieux or something, I don't know, but, yeah, I kinda agree with you guys. It was kinda shite.
Hamada, did you manage
all
to...
these face-offs.
Yeah, go on.
I never watched it, but I ain't watched it, but normally the face-offs are not good. I think the best one I've ever seen was, Hopkins and Pascal. I think that was the best one.
Cotto Margarito was alright.
Yeah, I even remember Chavez Jr. and Sergio Martinez, that was a good one as well. But normally they're shit, man. I even remember one where Cotto and Mayweather, I think Mayweather was watching a basketball game and he was showing Cotto that he had money on this match, and I don't see the point of it, really, truly. If anything, Sky Sports ones is up better.
With Mr. Nelson in the middle.
Yeah, like, that one with Crutch and Groves was amazing, man. The way they were just pulling each other about, and it was funny still.
Anyone else?
I'm with Hamada. Most of these things are pointless. I mean, if you want to watch these people fight, not talk. I don't, I turned this one off halfway through because I just wasn't getting anywhere with it.
Yeah, he didn't.
I can't wait for the fight, though. I can't wait for the fight. You know, whatever people say.
He didn't ask Lemieux any questions. Like, he maybe asked him like one question, and it was just exclusively to Golovkin.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. A few other people mentioned on Twitter it was a bit too biased towards Triple G.
Yeah, and that's kinda, it just kinda shows where, HBO's loyalties lie.
Yep.
No, it just kinda shows the kinda lopsidedness of the fight. You know? Yep. I'll give my predictions for Friday, but I mean, he's all know I'm a Triple G fan, so.
Don't say that. Don't say that. You have people after you.
As long as Chemo just predicts Lemieux to win, we're fine. If Chemo predicts Triple G, then we're fucked. Chemo's got the curse.
Yeah, I don't want that curse.
Fair enough. Alright, any topics you guys seen in the news or anything you read anywhere?
Yeah. I want to get into something because I'm going to go soon, but Kell Brook, and that's back on Sky Sports. The pay-per-view's been dropped.
Thank God.
It's only right, ain't it?
Well, it is right. If that would have been or would have remained pay-per-view, that would have got some terrible numbers. Because, like, you know, he was on it. Ricky Burns was supposed to be on it. I think he's been pulled now, and he's going to be fighting on a Liverpool card. And then Eubank Jr. against nobody we've heard of. Man, that's not a pay-per-view card. Oh, I'm sorry, one of the McDonald's, the poorer McDonald twin. Come on.
Yeah. That's not right, man. But honestly, as well, Fury Klitschko's back on pay-per-view. I don't understand how Fury Klitschko's pay-per-view. I'm sorry, I mean, it's a good fight, but I understand if the fight was happening here in the UK, if they made it pay-per-view, but it's like they're getting the feed from Germany and they're still charging us for it. So that's like them getting a feed for, say, a fighting over in America, like Cleverly versus Fonfara, and putting that on pay-per-view. Like, the rights fee must not be that expensive for it to be pay-per-view. Don't you reckon?
It's called greed, mate, and it's called they've forgotten about Hey Klitschko and what stopped pay-per-view in the first place.
Yeah, man, because honestly, man, I mean,
it depends on.
It
depends on how they split the deal up. It depends on if it's they gave the rights to kind of Tyson and his camp to sell, then it's on Tyson. You know what I mean? Because then he's sold it to the highest bidder. But I don't know how the deal works this time around. But you know,
the reason I think it's pay-per-view is because they know that Tyson can sell a fight. So they thought, let's just cash in then.
Yeah, probably, but I don't know. Before I would blame Hearn, but honestly, I just think it's Sky now, man. I think Sky are just looking to do more and more pay-per-views because this up-and-coming Joshua fight is going to be pay-per-view. It's all but been made official because...
Has it formally been announced as pay-per-view?
Huh?
Has it formally been announced as pay-per-view, the White Joshua fight?
It hasn't, but you can tell it's pay-per-view. You can tell because they're trying to stack the card. You know what Eddie's trying to do, trying to stack the card. Apparently he's trying to put on Eubank and Sullivan and...
That's done.
Yeah, and all these fights. And you know what he's going to say? He's going to say, I couldn't make this card without pay-per-view. You know what?
The problem is, it's dangerous.
Fair, it's on Sky. It's Sky.
It's dangerous Sorry, Leon, what are you saying?
It's Sky's decision how many pay-per-views they want. And then they've gone to Eddie and gone, we want 4 this year, which I think they're getting. I've been told they want 6 to 8 next year.
Oh, shit. What's dangerous, though, is because they're going to set a precedence, because if this Joshua fight is pay-per-view, then every fight after will be pay-per-view as well. Because they can't really go backwards then.
Yeah, it's true. That's it. From when Joshua was on pay-per-view, that's it. He can't come off it. Or
you know, he's that's it now. And they might give you one a year as a little kind of
freebie
little gift, and he'll beat up some journeyman, and then you know it's done, isn't it? I might be done with them, you know. I might just have to cancel my Sky soon. I just don't know if I can be bothered.
Because it's just getting annoying. Like since Frotch retired, it's like they're itching for that next guy to be the pay-per-view.
Yeah, but it's like they're forcing it rather than it happening naturally.
Yeah, they're just forcing it. Like they're not even allowing it to take place. Not allowing Kell Brook to get big first and then put him on pay-per-view. So like they're just trying to force it. Like especially the audacity they tried to. I think they might have even went with Brook Chavez pay-per-view, but apparently the backlash was so bad that they couldn't do that because they just knew it was going to do poor numbers.
Yeah.
This is where I disagree with you guys. I disagree. Like you need to pay these guys. Everybody's complaining that Kell Brook's not fought anyone for a while, and he hasn't. But you need to pay the opponents, and you need to finance that with pay-per-view. It sucks. It's a shite situation, but that's just the way it is. I mean, the American market has been monopolised by a couple of promoters, and they're paying over the odds for the talent that they have. So if Eddie Hearn wants to get a good American opponent across to the UK to fight one of his fighters, he needs to pay top money, and Sky doesn't give him any budget to pay for that apart from pay-per-view.
No, I disagree with you. I think, you shouldn't try and rely on that to bring people over. If you can't bring people over, then you have to go over there and make your name. And then when you've beaten big guys, like the Porter win in America was excellent, but since then he's gone backwards. And I think he needs to do that again. I think he needs to go over to the States, fight another big name at welterweight, and then you start, making a presence for yourself, and then people think, oh, if the money's right, I'll go over to the States. But as you say, they've got no urge to come over to the UK. They've got no urge to come over to the UK because they're getting paid better in the States.
Yeah, and I see that point of view. That's why you couldn't get Rios. Wasif in the chat is saying that Chavez is cheap though. Oh, that's why they couldn't get. No,
Rios is a little bitch. Rios is a little bitch and wouldn't come over because he wouldn't let him fight with his gloves.
I bet you if they paid Rios enough, it would have came over.
There was enough money. He was saying it's all about the gloves. That's what he's been bitching and moaning about back over on the other side of the pod.
Yep. Yeah,
the last 3 months. So, yeah. He didn't want that fight anyway because he would be slurring properly for the rest of his life if he'd fought Brook.
Who's Brook gonna get to fight over here? Who's gonna fight him?
No one.
Yeah, so Cam, that's the only hole in that argument is he can come to the U.S. if he wants, but is he going to get a fight here?
So Thurman wouldn't be interested to fight him, or Porter, or Spence, or any of these guys. Danny Garcia.
You think Al Heyman's going to match them up? I mean, look at the bums he's matching them up with now. They're going to jump 3 different classes and get to Brook, No,
I agree, but I think Heyman's in a position now. You're going to start seeing all his fighters start fighting each other, starting off with Thurman Porter. And I think, if you look back, like Garcia Peterson, even though it wasn't a great fight beforehand and it wasn't a great fight afterwards, it was still, 2 of his bigger names fighting each other. Guerrero versus Thurman was, Guerrero was still a relatively big name, and Thurman's on the rise. He is slowly matching these guys up.
Yeah, I thought because how bad Broner's ratings were and the ratings before, maybe you'll start seeing more fights. But I think he always does this. Once the backlash gets high, he'll give you 1 fight or maybe 2, and then he'll go back to doing the shit fights. So, and that's going to happen because he just has so many fights. That is one thing. He's consistently putting on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shows a month. But I'd rather have 3 shows with stacked cards and put all your money there. But I think Brook will have a hard time. Outside of Porter, who wants revenge and wants to win, I'd be very surprised to see anybody step up and fight Brook here in the States. That's just my opinion, though. That's why it's just more boxing politics.
Yep.
Yeah, like Kev said in the past, the reason why Heyman won't match one of his fighters against Brook is because he wants Brook. He wants Brook to sign with him so he can get those fights. And I just can't. The only way Brook will get one of those big fights is if he signs with Bob Arum or Al Heyman.
Let's be honest. Brook should sign with Heyman. If he was serious and wants to be, be recognised as a great fighter, you would sign with him, wouldn't you? Sign with him and go, but I want this, this and this. I want these 3 people in the next year or whatever, or next 18 months. Guarantee me these fights. Because it doesn't seem to matter if you lose in his stable, which is a good and bad thing, I guess, because it makes people they're living a bit too fat, so they can be a bit lazy. But, there's a way back, which is a good thing. So it's a double-edged sword, but yes, if I was him, I'd just go and fight him.
Well, if I was anybody, I would go sign with Heyman at this point. Why not?
Who's got background?
That's Joe setting up his mic, I think.
Well,
Heyman's paying everybody well more than they're worth, and so why not go to him? If you can make $500-600 grand when you're normally making $200-300, why not go?
Do you think they're all living they seem like they're living a life of luxury a bit over there, his fighters? You know.
I do, but
they're not worried. Like Broner, this is Broner, I guess, but he didn't seem to give a monkeys that he lost to Porter. Didn't seem like he cared at all. Maybe that's just him.
Well, he doesn't care. I mean, because he knows he didn't lose. That wasn't AB that lost. That was, AB that wasn't serious AB. The AB that's serious, we all know wins,
Well,
yeah, but he's not going to sign with Heyman because Hearn's holding him, but Hearn's telling him, you could just tell Hearn wants to keep him because if Hearn loses Brook, he's all his eggs are in one basket, and that's with AJ.
But all his eggs
he's
are
already
in
lost Selby. Nah, he's still got Brook. So,
but he doesn't sell no tickets. He can still get tickets available in every single category for his fight in Sheffield. Any ticket, anywhere you want to sit, you can go and sit there.
And that's why...
Yeah, still, Brook's an asset.
Yeah, he is an asset, yeah.
And that's why he's on pay-per-view. See, it just comes back to this. He's trying to give him as much money as possible to prevent him from going
he's on pay-per-view because that's the only way he can hold on to Brook.
Exactly.
That's not good. That's not good for us.
I mean, well, I blame Heyman more than I do Eddie Hearn.
No, I'm with Leon. He might as well go.
I think
he ain't gonna fight the big names.
I think Chu blames Heyman for global warming.
It probably was him, yeah.
Global warming, does that exist? You obviously didn't see the Republican debates.
Oh, I did.
I don't watch politics.
That'll take care of that. No, but
God's got it
bottom
covered.
line though is, I guess everybody just gave up. Maybe I missed it because I just got on. Did everybody just give up on Khan and Brook, and that just goes by the way of never ever going to happen?
Cam's
boy's not with Heyman.
Cam's boy's gone off into the wilderness. No one knows what's going on.
At least he's helping refugees, though.
That's true. He's doing good things.
Ari, you said if he goes to Heyman, you think it happens?
Only way I see it happening, just like going back again to what I was just saying with Chu then, and what Leon said, for the good of boxing, maybe Brook has to go. Because they're trying to feed us bullshit pay-per-views.
As this weekend proves, there's all these Ameribums out here these days, so I don't know why they would have to come here.
What was
the UK coming into America and beating all the Ameribums down?
Yo, Kev, you're gonna have to start claiming Germany again.
That's it. I'm back. Usually only comes around during the World Cup, but I'm coming back. Stieglitz.
Yeah. Let me get back to Hamada. Hamada, before you go, because I know you got to go soon. Anything else you want to talk about?
George Groves. What a donut.
He's a bellend.
I even watched the fight, I even watched it, but his reaction afterwards, it's like, Groves' ego is just out of control. It's like he's blaming everyone but himself. Like, he fired Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Like, it's not Fitzpatrick's fault why you lost.
Well,
you lost because it's typical Groves. That's why you lost. You're just yourself. You gassed off 3-4 rounds. I could just imagine how the fight went. He gassed after about 4 or 5 rounds, and then Jack took over. And I knew that was going to happen. From when the fight was signed, I said Jack's going to beat him. Because Groves is living off that first Froch fight, where he knocked him down and Froch was hurt for 5 rounds. That's the truth. That's all Groves is living off right now. And it's good that the girl's giving Groves a bit of stick now, because the girl was getting it from Groves when Groves was fighting in leisure centres. When the girl was fighting in leisure centres, fighting no ones, and Groves was on Sky Sports on this big stage. And look, at the end of the day. Sorry, what was that?
Two wrongs that make a right. Be the bigger man.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
No,
two
wrongs make a right. It's about getting revenge. It's about getting revenge.
Lie down with
Groves done much.
I don't like him.
Hold on, Joe. Groves done much worse than what the girl's done. The girl's just sent out a couple tweets. Groves was attacking him every bloody day. So don't come with that be a bigger man bullshit.
And Joe, two wrongs do make a right in boxing.
Exactly. They do make a right. In life.
So Joe, I don't know where you're coming from with that, but yeah, man, it's just Groves has been brought down to earth now. He's off cloud 9 where he was after knocking Froch down in that first round. That's it. He's back now. He's even shaved all his hair off. I saw him on Sky Sports talking stuff like, I might train with Rob McCracken. What do you think Rob McCracken will take you on? He's a joke. George Groves is a joke. He's lost. Like, he doesn't know what to do now. He deleted Twitter. He's lost his mind, I think. Groves is. I'm being honest, man.
You know what's funny, Hamada? He's actually seen a sports psychologist now. After giving Froch so much shit for seeing a sports psychologist.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, Groves is all over the shop, man. And obviously I wanted that DeGale fight to happen again, but I mean, like DeGale said, innit, he didn't keep up to his part of the deal. So it's gone tits up.
It doesn't, that division shot to bits.
Yeah, man.
Actually, disagree with that, actually.
Yeah, it's shot just like when Sir Joe was running, ain't it?
It's, as I said before, it's a wasteland of losers and failures. And
like Sir Joe back in the day when he was fighting in Wales and hiding.
Unification is a difficult thing. It was done. But
yeah, he wasn't trying to unify that WBO belt he had. I didn't even know he was a champion for 10 years.
Well, look.
Oh, Sir Joe!
Look at his record. Who said that?
It was him. Was that it?
Alright, okay. But yeah, if you look at that wasteland of losers, we're getting Martin Murray's been able to walk into a title fight after fighting 4 bums.
Oh, come on, he's been making shockwaves, let's be fair.
Let's be honest now. I said last week, a couple of weeks, DeGale's a great fighter, but I feel sorry for him because that division is falling apart.
Yeah, it looks like Ward's gone up to light heavyweight as well.
Yeah. So you got Bumdu Jack. Who's that other, who's the Mexican one that we...
Gilbumtu.
Going nowhere quickly. Abraham to shot. Martin Murray, how that fight's been made is, that's another joke of a fight.
I don't even feel sorry for DeGale. I mean, he's just content to go over to the US, abandon his hometown fans and sit on fat paychecks
and make more money.
But what is there for him over here? There's nothing over here for him.
Who do you want him to fight?
Wait,
Martin Murray?
Caleb Smith.
Rematch. Get your loss back from Groves.
Yeah.
You lost to Groves.
Groves won't take the fight now anyway, because Groves needs to take a slice.
On these shores.
God.
Groves fucked that up. That's all on Groves. That's his own fault.
That's not on DeGale. Is it DeGale's fault Groves can't win a fight?
Now's the perfect time to fight him.
But Groves wouldn't take the fight now anyway.
He wouldn't take the fight.
DeGale's champion, bigger slice. This is the same guy who turned down 60, 40 or 2 million, wherever it was, before the Darrell fight. They were supposed to fight for the vacant belt. Groves turned it down because of his ego.
If I'm DeGale, I'd take 40-60 against Groves, and I'm thankful for that.
What, now? What, now?
Yo, listen, Groves can come to the table, but like the girl said, 90-10.
What, to Groves?
No, to the girl. That's a fair split right now. It's a voluntary defence.
90-10.
The champion should get more money. It's a voluntary defence. 90-10, you can come to the table if you want to.
Hey, Hamada. Joe's still shitting on the girl for going over to Heyman, but I'm sure his favourite fighter is over with Heyman right now.
And making us fuckers stay up until 4 a.m. on a fucking Wednesday evening to watch the cunt. I really like him, but it's outrageous.
I like Selby, but I've got work on Thursday or Tuesday or Wednesday.
Don't tell me we're not all staying up on Wednesday to watch Selby Montiel.
I've got work, mate.
So what?
Me too.
Selby's going to make me feel fast.
Tell your boss we are watching the Swagger Man.
Yeah, that's going to help.
Didn't have us staying up Tuesday night, but I ain't heard you shit on the Selby yet. I'm still waiting.
Well, I've never known a boxing match to be on a Wednesday night.
I know, he's just breaking records, mate, isn't he?
Well, yeah, same with Al Heyman so you can get a babysitter to watch your fucking kids.
He's so fucking...
And I swear, I swear Joe was shitting on the girl fighting in Boston. What's Selby fighting in Arizona?
Do you not know? There's a massive Welsh colony in Arizona. Yo, Selby's so fucking G, he picks what day of the week to fight on.
No, it's shit being on an undercard of Martinez
Shelby?
versus...
Is he related to Selby?
And Wembley's.
From Wellington.
Bankside, that was my favourite.
So you guys
one.
didn't just know
Bankside.
that you guys didn't know that
Offside.
you guys didn't know that Wimbledon's actually located in Arizona. The Wimbledon Stadium. That's why you guys were confused the whole time.
I think it's because Selby looks quite Mexican, innit? And they'll get all those fucking retard Mexicans in.
Yeah, not 80,000, but just 800.
You've heard of the Philly shell. Here's the Barry shell.
Yo, he's fighting on Devin Alexander's undercard.
Against Aaron Martinez, who... I thought he beat Guerrero in his last fight, but got robbed.
Listen, I like Devin, yeah, but, I mean, to fight on Devin's undercard, that's quite bad.
Why do you like Devon?
Devin, unlike... let me tell you why I like Devin.
What about Devon says, I like you?
Let me tell you why I like Devin. Devin, unlike a lot of boxers in boxing, has fought tough opposition. He's fought names. He's fought tough guys. He's fought Matisse, Maidana, Khan. You name it, he's fought all of them.
Bradley.
He's fought these guys. You got people like... I don't even gonna say no names, but you know what I'm talking about. People that don't fight nobody. They're just...
So's fucking Darnell Boone, but who gives a fuck about him?
Yeah, but at least Devin Alexander achieved things. He's won titles in 2 different weight classes, so you can't even mention that. That was invalid.
Yeah, fair enough. Boone and him are 2 different classes. You know, one's a journeyman and one's a world champion.
He's so fucking boring, though, isn't he?
Yeah,
he is.
He's boring, but you have to give him credit because he's fighting tough opposition, man. I mean, there's not a lot of people that have a resume like Devin.
And losing. Devin's more aggressive on Twitter than he is in the fucking ring.
Yeah, but a day and age where people don't fight each other, and a guy like Devin, if you look up and down the top 10 at one point fought like 4 or 5 guys. You know, it's very rare.
I think Devin's going to get fed to Spence.
They need to feed him to someone.
I think Devin.
I keep hearing that Spence is going to get fed somebody, but he keeps fighting fucking journeyman.
I think Devin's going to lose this fight.
To Martinez.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm going with it.
Aaron Martinez. No. This
don't get too hyped on.
Josito Lopez, man.
But Ari, I saw him knock a man out and then wake him up again with a next punch. I've never seen that done ever.
Oh man, this is shit fight. I think we're all going. Well, I'm definitely going to sleep after Selby fight. I don't know about you guys, but
Right hand like a snooze button.
I might try and have a nap after work and then wake up for it, but I don't know if... I know, even like the Selby fight, Montiel, I don't know. Do I want to wake up for that shit?
Yeah, I'm debating.
Definitely, Selby.
Yeah,
nah, man, none of you lot wake up for it, man. Just find the video on YouTube and watch it the next day,
Selby.
man. Nah, man. I don't care, man. I didn't even watch Floyd, man. I didn't even watch none of these guys, man. I mean, some of my favourite fighters, but it is what it is, man. I gotta be sleeping, man. Yeah, I mean...
You got Josh Thompson.
Yeah, because I chilled Saturday still. I stayed at home on Saturday. I didn't do anything. And it was 250 fights, so why not?
On the radio.
On the radio, of course.
But Hamada...
Specials?
He's fighting a midget. He used to be at flyweight.
He's fighting a 3-weight world champ.
Oh, behave yourself.
What a fucking tough defence, you know.
Alright, we'll get back to that, but Hamada, I'm going to let you go because I know you got to go.
Yeah, but man. It was nice being on, man.
Good to have you back and don't be a stranger.
Hopefully I'll be on next week, hopefully.
Good, man. Thank you.
Yeah, on.
Alright, peace.
Nice, man. Thank you, Hamada.
Wait.
Let me get to my boy Joe. What do you want to talk about, Joe? Do you want to go back to Saturday night, talk about the Warren card?
I'll touch upon that. Oh, fucking, what a card. What an hour and a half for Warren. That's put Box Nation ahead. That's put Box Nation on the map for another couple of months at least. You can grind out a living just off the back of that fucking card. I mean, Flanagan. Flanagan's fucking legit. I thought he was average, man, when he was fighting that bum Ormond, and it was like it wasn't like a great fight, but it was scrappy as fuck, and I didn't think he was much, but man, he's really impressed me. I mean, Magdaleno, he's not a fucking retard. He's come over here, probably a weight division above from what he usually is, but yeah, Flanagan's just absolutely destroyed him. And he's supposed to not have that much power, but he absolutely just ruined him. And that was pretty impressive, man. It's just a shame he's with Warren, and we don't get to see him fight any of the decent lightweights in Britain, and we're just going to get a couple of bummy Frank Warren 90s WBO defences, a la Sergio, unfortunately.
Take that out of your fucking mouth. Come on here with your Joe Gallagher avatar. But he'll fight Derry.
Oh, fuck, I don't want to see that, man. Derry's shot to shit.
Yeah, but he had more shot to shit than my boy, Mitchell.
Oh, no, I rate Mitchell, man. I think Mitchell beats Flanagan.
Nah.
No, come on.
Nah.
Why are you laughing? I think so as well.
Nah,
I think Mitchell's probably the number 2 or number 3 lightweight in the world.
Nah, Mitchell's done, man.
Yo,
What are you talking about?
He went fucking all the way with Jorge Linares.
He's done, man. Linares taking that soul, man. He's done.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that, man. He's getting stronger from it.
Well, I don't think after that beating, I don't think he's got it. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think Flanagan beats Linares comfortably, you know.
Fuck off.
Linares is fucking special fight.
Nah, man. Flanagan takes it.
No.
I'd love to see
behave for a second. Anyone can hit Linares.
No, you can't.
You can. Everyone lands on Linares. Everyone lands on Linares.
I'd pick Mitchell out of over any of the lightweights, man. I think he's got fucking serious talent.
I think the only lightweight in Hearn stable that possibly would have a chance is Campbell, but not yet.
Yeah,
I think
Campbell and Crawler both beat Flanagan.
No, I think Flanagan beats Crawler. I'm a fan of Crawler, but I think Flanagan beats him. Flanagan beats Crawler, he beats Ricky Burns, and he beats Mitchell.
Fucking no.
Let's be honest.
You guys are forgetting the fucking elephant in the room. That's the fucking 10 title defences, 2 weight divisions, WBO champion. Ricky Burns.
No,
Flanagan beats them all apart from Luke Campbell.
Nah, fuck that, man. Flanagan done well, but I'm not that high on him, man. I still think he's still not top 3 lightweight in the country for me.
Well, you're smoking crack or something at university. You must be out of your mind. Who has Crawler beaten that's anywhere near as good as Magdaleno?
Perez.
But didn't beat him though.
Yeah,
didn't beat him though.
Let's be real.
No, knocked him, sparked him out in 2 rounds.
I had a draw, if I remember correctly.
You were a hater.
I'm not a hater. I like Crawler.
I like Crawler.
I actually like Crawler.
You always score with the Hearn handicap of +2 to your.
Nah, come on, man. I back my flag. What are you talking about?
Joe, man, honestly, Crawler has no chance against Flanagan.
I'm not that high on Flanagan, man. I still think he's a little bit basic.
What?
Who's Flanagan's best win?
What was basic about that uppercut? Tell me what was basic about that uppercut.
Yeah, it was nice, yeah, but I think Magdaleno was a bit dragged up at the weight, and he was in a foreign country, man. He didn't look like his heart was in it. Still a good win, don't get me wrong, but...
It doesn't sound like it.
Yo, I'm looking at fucking...
Well, you need to stop, because if Crawler or Selby or Enzo McQuinelli or someone like that did what Flanagan just did, you'll be up on here busting nuts, as you say. Or doing that thing you do with your mouth. No homo. You know what I'm talking about.
Nah, man. I'm not that high on Flanagan. I don't see what I think it's the same as like Eggington, man. I don't get what the hype's about.
I agree, actually. Well, I thought Flanagan looked very good beating Diego Magdaleno, but who the fuck is Diego Magdaleno? Leon just says that fucking Crawler's never beat anybody as good as fucking Diego Magdaleno. He got beat off Roman Martinez.
Split decision.
And
His best win's a guy called Oscar Bravo. Fucking frenetic health.
Nah, for real, it's just fucking a shame that Flanagan needs to leave Warren now. Fuck Warren, man.
Nah, he looks loyal. I think he'll stay.
Fuck that. There was like 300 people in that fucking arena, Cam. Including you.
301.
Yo, Joe. Sorry, Joe. Who top 5 lightweights in the UK? Who are they? 1 to 5.
Alright, 1, Gary Buckland.
Welsh.
No, I'd probably go Mitchell, Crawler, Flanagan, Campbell, Burns.
How can you put Crawler above Flanagan?
I just think he beats him, for me.
doesn't beat him.
I don't see how he beats him, and even Crawler knows he doesn't beat him because Crawler's been ducking him for years. Crawler's been ducking him for years, and that's a fact.
I don't know, man. I just think Crawler was a bit of a fucking beast. That conditioning that he had for the Perez fight was unreal.
I've never known a beast with no power.
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm
think
just
you're
not
trolling.
high on Flanagan,
You're
man.
just trolling.
I'm not high on the turbo.
Oh my god.
I just don't think he's turbocharged, man.
Oh man, I can't. You didn't even include Kevin Mitchell in that, did you?
Yeah, I did.
He's put Mitchell top somehow.
Mitchell
yeah,
one.
Mitchell number 1, yeah.
I'm sorry, but Mitchell.
So how can you put Kevin Mitchell top and have Ricky Burns 5 when Ricky Burns knocked him out?
Ricky Burns is on the edge of being shot to shit.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, but you can say the same thing about Mitchell.
He beat the guy in America, Burns.
No,
He didn't beat Figueroa, man. Figueroa
He did
beat
not.
him.
Anyone who says he beat that is a Burns nut hugger.
He beat him by 2 points.
No, he didn't. He was too much of a fucking pussy to get out of the clinches. He needs to get the little ref's help who wasn't helping him out. Burns had
That's
a
cheating.
What are you-
The ref
what are you
didn't give
talking
them point
about?
deductions. Burns should have won that fight.
Exactly. What are you talking about?
I think Burns beat Figueroa more than I think Crawler beat Perez.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
See in resume, Ricky Burns has won. I'm not even trolling.
Yeah, he probably is. On resume, he's number 1.
Yeah, but we're not judging on resume.
Yeah,
I'm judging
resumes
on...
don't mean shit if you lost a lot of your recent fights and you've not looked that good.
I actually agree. I think fucking Luke Campbell's the best.
Yeah, he probably is, but I don't know, man. You can't put him number 1 yet.
No, he needs to step up now.
Yeah, give it a year, man. Even though I'd probably, do you know what, if he was putting with any of them, I'd probably pick him over all the lightweights.
Then what are you talking about? Because you're saying you're picking Mitchell on eye test. Mitchell, because it's not on results, because he just lost his last fight and Flanagan won a world title. So on eye test, you've got to say that the guy from Hull's number 1.
Yeah, but
Luke Campbell's number 1.
I rate highly Linares and Mitchell for 11 rounds of that fight. He was fucking there and he was ahead. And he got caught up in the end. But he was beating the best lightweight on the planet.
He hasn't fought Flanagan yet.
That's real talk, mate.
Yo, there's quite a few divisions where the UK scene is actually better than the world scene. That just shows you the fucking lack of depth in boxing at the moment. Yo, I'd say the lightweight division is fucking stronger than anywhere in the world.
True.
I know, man.
I agree with that.
We got 9 world champs, boys.
Nice.
That's true.
Well, no, it must be 8, because you're probably including Quigg, aren't you?
Yeah.
So that's 8 then.
And McDonald.
Oh, he's a legit.
No,
he's
McDonald's legit.
Yeah, but I don't get, how can you do that?
Because he beat a legit world champion
Yeah, but he gave up his belt.
to fight him.
It doesn't matter what, he beat an ex-world champ, doesn't make you a world champ.
Kamida's legit.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't matter if he's
Legit,
legit, but he wasn't holding a belt at the time McDonald beat him.
No, he was.
Yeah,
No,
but
because it's
McDonald's
double
holding
standards. A lot of the hardcores are like this. It's double standards with Quigg and McDonald. You can't be fucking giving me that because Kamida was stripped before that fight. And I don't care, he was pretty much world champ.
McDonald done the dance.
Yeah,
Right.
He did, mate, but he ain't a world champ.
Yeah, he is.
yeah.
You know why? Because he was IBF champ before that anyway. There you go.
Yeah, well, he got stripped from that as well.
Exactly. So he's champ. He's a 2-time champ. two-time
You
world
always
champ.
not understand the concept of being stripped of a world title.
He
Do you
got stripped for
understand-
no reason. He got stripped because of politics.
Do you
It doesn't
understand?
matter. You still got stripped.
Joe, do you understand drawing a fight and get given a world title?
There's a
Does
big
that make
difference.
any sense to you? Does that
Mate.
make any sense to you?
It's McDonald's not a
No,
world
he
champ, technically.
No,
Not
Queen
not
just
that.
hasn't won a fight.
Man,
Sorry, Joe, but I don't know what's wrong with you, you know.
if you're going to go by the book, McDonald's not a world champ.
Yes, he is, because he was IBF champ, got stripped, came back, won another world title. Alright, it was a fake one. Then he beat the WBO world champ.
Yeah, but he wasn't WBO champ at the time you
But
beat
he
him.
is, though. We know he's a WBO champ.
Yeah, but you can't go, we know he is, because now it's being subjective now. If you went on the list of boxing world champions, Jamie McDonald would not be a WBA, WBO, IBF, or WBC world champion.
Alright, anyway, thanks for the call, Joe.
Joe, anything else you want to talk about?
I'm talking about my boy Clev doing the business down at light heavyweight again.
You know that's not happening, Joe.
He's getting
Mate.
spark clean out. He's getting
I'm
destroyed.
fucking so confident, man.
He's not suddenly injured again, he's just doing it for the payday.
Nah, fuck off.
And then when he finishes, he'll be like, oh, you know, I had a little injury, but I couldn't pull out. You know,
You just worry that
That's fine.
he's gonna fucking hunt down your boy, the bitch.
Huh?
He's gonna hunt down the Heyman nut hugger, the Gale, when he comes up to light heavy.
Well, what's the difference between the girl and Selby then?
Selby earned his way to Heyman.
Why didn't the girl
What's he talking
beating
about?
Andre Darrell, beating a legit top 5 super middleweight? That's not earning it.
No, I'm trolling in it, but for real, I think Clev's going to do really well against Fonfara. I think he'll get the decision.
It's not even going 12.
Mate, you all underrated
decision
Clev
he's
as a light
getting
heavyweight.
is his breakfast decision the next morning in the hotel. He's getting no decision.
Yo, Cleverly was a fucking good light heavyweight.
Cleverly's going over there to sort out his retirement. What are you talking about? This is pension.
Yo,
Nah, man.
all jokes aside, I'm looking forward to that fight.
Yeah, I'm
It's a
looking
good
forward to
fight.
it as well.
It's a good fight,
It's
yeah.
a 50-50, boys. You can't
Nah, I
deny it.
wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, 50-50. From Farmer's legit.
Yo,
He's not fucking legit. He beat a bum.
He gave Stevenson his best fight.
Stevenson will get fucking wasted by any decent light heavyweight.
There's only one decent light heavyweight right now. Actually, two.
actually,
Kovalev, that's it.
that reminds me.
Better piece. Apologise, better piece.
That reminds me, Ari. You know, I was picking Fonfara against Chavez as well. You know, I'm fucking out. It's not just that, like, last week's pick was a fluke, you know. I was picking that one as well. But anyway.
Nah, but you pick Khabib, man. We can't let you off with that, tune.
Sure, you're going to pick Montiel.
Touche. Nah, but Joe has cleverly fought since May, you know, when he destroyed that bum.
Well, in one round, that was just brutal, wasn't it?
Because I know he was fighting a bum, but I thought he looked fucking awesome in that
He
fight.
does, mate. He's a light heavyweight, and he's actually quite a good light heavyweight. Like, he didn't even properly get knocked out by Kovalev. He just sort of just got stunned a bit, and I think the ref jumped in a bit too early in that fight as well.
Now, I like Clev, but he's just so easy to hit, man.
Yeah, I know. He is, but I like his activity, mate. I think he'll give Fonfara some issues, and I think he'll win.
He's still with that trainer who had him eating pumpkins.
The fitness coach.
The Welsh Tim Lane.
Coach, but they were eating fish and chips or whatever they were eating. And bangers and mash.
I don't know, mate, but it's a big week for Welsh boxing next week, and I think we'll come home with 2 W's.
No, only one.
Can you imagine if we come home with none? I'm not even going to follow boxing.
Let's not think about that.
See, the thing is with Coverley is, I think he's kind of caught between two weight divisions. He's too small for cruiserweight, too big for light heavyweight. But it doesn't matter what division he is, he can't really punch hard enough to keep the guys off him. So, I don't know, I think I see Fonfara just walking through him. And I think, I'll bet you, I'll put money on it. I'll bet you, Joe.
5 Scottish pounds.
No, we'll push the boat out, 20.
Oh, I'm a fucking student, mate.
Alright, okay, 10. He gets knocked out. Cleverly gets knocked out by Fonfara.
Inside what, 10?
Nah, just inside 12. I think Cleverly's tough. It won't be a fucking 4-round thing.
What, so you're saying Fonfara dishes out Clev in 12 rounds?
I think it'll be like an 11th round stoppage.
No, I think that's going to points. That I think everyone's a bit high on Fonfara since his victory over Chavez and his decent performance against Stevenson. But in between those fights, he's had a couple shady performances.
I agree, Cam, and that's why I accept your bet.
But is that what? And Cleverly's been on a run, has he?
Yeah, you got
beaten by
take that guy out.
You got beaten by Bellew.
Yeah, but he was he had an arm injury though. Come on.
Don't spit if you say Bellew's name as well.
Behave yourself.
Yeah, like local Mexican in the chat is saying Fonfara is the home fighter. So, I mean, I've seen Cleverly get stopped by Kovalev, and I'm not saying Fonfara is Kovalev, but what am I saying in it is he's better than Bellew.
Yeah, let's all remember that Cleverly asked for the Kovalev fight. Man, he's got fucking nuts coming out of his arse. You think Fonfara's going to scare him?
That'll be his downfall. Cleverly thinks he can punch, but he can't. He'll get into a war with Fonfara and he'll get sparked.
He's a Welsh tickler, Chew.
Certainly is.
I don't know, man. I've got Clev, and I think he'll do the business, man. I'm gonna be wearing my bandana Friday evening.
Bandana. What is with those bandanas?
Well, they fucking started using them, and then Chavez Jr. nicked it off him, the cunt.
Ah, right. But he stole it off his dad, though, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe, you staying on the line, or you gotta go?
I probably should go.
Alright. I'm not forcing you off, I just wanted to ask.
No, I'll take the hint, Cam. Sorry.
Alright, Joe, thank you for jumping on the call.
Class call.
Cheers, Joe. Later,
Sweet
Joe.
boys. Sweet boys. See you in a bit.
Gonna get Mr. Robert Palmer on the line. Robbie there?
What's up, guys?
How's it going? Long time no speak to.
Yeah, I know, man. I've even, forgot to put my predictions in on the prediction league.
Shit.
So,
You must be busy.
I know. I would have won otherwise, but, you know.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Yeah, me as well, mate.
There you go.
What do you want to talk about?
I know, we might as well get on to Triple Duck, innit?
No, we can't. That's for Friday's show, Joe. I mean,
there's a special.
Yeah, there's a special.
What's it? Chemo special.
Yep.
The Touch of Death special.
Why is it Touch of Death?
Because he takes fighters' souls when he backs them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, but I mean, some of the fights been good. Like last week, Postol kind of it's good to have fresh faces, like new fighters that are kind of elite guys. It's good to have them come on board and take over. Although, shame to see Matisse kind of fall back like that. Did you guys talk much about him quitting? Because I know sometimes people can be harsh on fighters quitting, and I'm not really one of them. But he did kind of quit, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a quit, unfortunately.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
A quit's a quit.
I think you were talking about it, Leon, weren't you? You were saying if it was Andre Durrell that did that, you would be giving him absolute shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you got to say it.
I guess he's earned our respect in that sense. I know everyone that gets in a ring should get our respect, but he's earned our respect beyond that amount.
Yeah. Definitely.
Obviously, there's a new elite force in British boxing. It's Terry Flanagan. That was a serious win. I think people are trying to downplay it, but that was a serious win. Performance, the opponent, he's no mug, and he absolutely blitzed him.
Yeah, it's the best win of a UK fighter this year, I'd say.
Rob, I don't know if you were listening earlier. What's your top 5 British lightweights?
I mean, I don't even think that's like, if you're talking about should Flanagan be number 1, I don't think that's even a debate. Like, debate about the rest, but Flanagan's number 1. If you don't have Flanagan number 1, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yep, no, you're right.
I would say, well, I don't personally know I like rankings. I don't like ranking on potential, so I would have Crawler and Mitchell next, then probably Burns, and then Campbell.
Just because of potential, he's not.
Actually, probably Derry Matthews should actually be above Campbell because he does have some half decent results, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's fair to say.
But I mean, I think that Flanagan's probably top 3 lightweight in the world. I don't think. I mean, it's not a stacked division, and all the guys that really have done well have moved up. Like Crawford moved up, and all the other guys that are around like have not really proven themselves to that extent. So I'd say you could match that win that he has over Magdaleno up against anybody else's in the division.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the rankings. Like, I think Zlatakanen's number 1 in the WBC, so him versus Linares, I think that'd be a decent fight.
Yeah,
and who else? Bartholomew's
the fighter.
Yeah, I think Bartholomew's fighting, is it Shafikov for the vacant IBF?
Yeah, he's never actually fought at 135 pounds, so I don't know if you can technically. I mean, if he beat Shavikov, then you'd have to say him and Linares are the top 2, and then Flanagan's down the list. But
and then Abril's there, I guess, but is he still injured or I don't know what's going on with him? But
yeah, I mean, I think he's been here for over a year now, so
yeah, he's kind of he falls off, doesn't he? So he's a good fighter as well.
MIA.
So what about this Puerto Rican kid that everybody's talking about?
Oh, Verdejo?
Yeah.
How do you see that going?
Good.
Well,
I think going well for him.
For Verdejo or for the...
For Verdejo, I think.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, go on, Leon. Sorry.
Yeah, he could have the potential to be the best in that division, but he might move up as well because he's quite big.
I'd say this division is ripe for him to take over, and Heyman doesn't really have a foothold in it. If you think about it, like Linares, Flanagan, our champions. Who's the WBA champion at lightweight?
That's what they're fighting for, isn't it? Because Mickey Bay dropped it.
Oh, that's the IBF.
That's
Yeah,
the IBF.
WBA is the Perez versus Corolla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and none of those guys are with Heyman. So Verdejo, like, if they're smart, could come up. Hopefully, probably one of the Watson twins is listening to this, and they've already got on the phone to every lightweight in the world and signed them up. So.
Oh, see, just segue, and I'll go back to that lightweight discussion, but the WBA are fucking crooks. Man, I was watching Kamitsky against Blanco. Oh, well, I say watching it, man. I'm like, I was skimming through it. It's for the WBA interim title at light middleweight. So how many champions did I actually have at light middleweight? Anyway, I'm just segueing.
Oh, no. Do you know what, Chu? I was thinking about this, right? Okay, I'm going to go through the WBA champions, right? And you could actually eradicate the WBA from boxing, not take them seriously now. We could have 3 world titles because Klitschko, he's WBA heavyweight champion, right? But he is also IBF and WBO. Kovalev is the same. He's WBA, but he's also IBF, WBO. Andre Ward's moved up, so it's Chudinov. Who gives a shit about this guy? He's not world class. Golovkin is going to win the IBF this weekend, right? So he can be that champion. Mayweather's retired, so it's regular champions for the light middleweight and welterweight. Broner is the light welterweight champion. Then you got Darlis Perez. Like, you could just get rid of the WBA. Like, don't worry about them anymore. Just be like, oh, there's 3 world titles in boxing. They're done.
I totally agree. This is This is getting a bit ridiculous. Like, is the WBA based in Puerto Rico, I heard?
Yeah, they are.
I mean, just
Take
fucking
a knee.
stop
No,
it.
you know what? The
Take a knee.
WBA is in South America, and it's the WBO that's in Puerto Rico.
Right, okay, that's it. I mean, there's cricket. There's cricket to fuck, man. That is, we've got the super champion, interim champion, regular champion, WBA champion.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But anyway, back to the lightweight discussion. I think, the lightweight division, everybody says it's a weak division, but is it really? You've got fucking Verdejo, you've got all the British lightweights, you've got Linares.
It's not a strong division in terms of the talent pool. Like, I don't think there's any elite fighters in there, but it's competitive. Like, you could mix anybody in the top 20 and you'd have somewhat of an interesting fight. Maybe the styles wouldn't be great. Like Vasquez lost last weekend, right?
Yeah, to Genius Mendes.
Yeah, and he was kind of like seen as the best fighter, but he's lost now. He's kind of out on the periphery, and that Genius Mendes was never anything special. So they, I think it's a bit like the cruiserweight. The cruiserweight division is there's no like pound for pound fighters, but they're all around the same level, you know?
I mean, there's guys here like fucking Zlatan, I forgot all about him. Zlatan, he's a good fighter, you know, fucking...
He's a good fighter. I like him.
Gamboa.
Isn't he number one for someone's belt now?
Yeah, I just said earlier he's number one for Linares.
Oh, is he? Okay, yeah. That's a good fight.
And then
he's with Heyman though, isn't he? Zlatan signed with Heyman.
Yeah, but they could get Linares. He's not signed to any... Is he not... Is he HBO?
No, he's with Golden Boy. He's with Golden Boy.
Oh, he's with Golden Boy, yeah, okay.
Yeah. He was one of their last remaining fighters.
And fucking, Shafikov? Who's that?
Denis Shafikov, I don't know if he's Russian or Kazakh, I'm not sure. Because I know he trains with Triple G.
He's fighting Barthélemy for the vacant
IBF, yeah.
Next month. November 14th, I think.
No, I'm just looking at his box rec, I don't see any... Oh, fucking hell, he lost to Mikel Vasquez.
Yeah, but everyone loses to Vasquez. But he's okay, I like him, he's southpaw, I've seen him on Friday Night Fights, I think I saw the Rustin Nagaev fight. And he's got like a nice right uppercut, right hook, southpaw combination, man. I kind of stole it from him. I use it in the gym now.
He's a bit more Evgeny Gradovich than Gennady Golovkin, if you know what I mean.
I agree with that, yeah.
Alright, man. Anyway, Black Hole.
Just a little funny point about Shafikov. I remember seeing an interview with him on the internet. I can't remember who the reporter was, but they were using Triple G to translate for him.
Fucking hell. The blind. Bleeding the blind.
It was hilarious.
What about Liam Smith? I mean, he's got to be... I mean, fair play to him. He did what he had to do, but he's got to be the weakest world champion, like belt holder in boxing.
Nah, man, I disagree with that.
Who do you think's weaker?
If you give me a second, I'll figure it out. If you hear some typing, you'll know what it's for.
That's Chew going on the fight ranking.
I think you would struggle to find me. Go look at his run of opponents towards a world title fight.
Arthur Abraham.
No, but Arthur Abraham's at least proven himself. So I think Arthur Abraham's still a level above Liam Smith.
What about Cornelius Bundridge before he got beat by Charlo?
Yeah, but I mean, Cornelius Bundridge beat Molina, who was everyone's on everyone's pound for pound list or something. So
what about
Shakayev?
I don't count I'm not counting the regulars.
What about that fucking Argentinian bum I saw last?
I'm not counting them quick belts.
Okay, I don't care. Bumdu Jack.
Bumdu Jack. What's it? Did you see the stuff? McGuigan's comments today. Not very positive, were they?
I don't know what
What did
he
he
said.
say?
He seems insistent on. Well, there was the stuff about the neutral venue that kind of came out, and then Hearn kind of said, "Well, you're leaving a lot of money on the table if it's not in Manchester because the O2's not available." And then McGuigan even comes out today and he's like, it needs to be in London.
Why not? Neutral venue.
Yeah, but if you're gonna say, if you're losing out on like £500,000 between them, because of
Why do you believe Hearn when he says bullshit like that?
But it's true though, isn't it? If there's a difference between a 20,000 arena and a 10,000 arena, is going to be about that much money.
So they can't go to
The O2's booked.
XL.
The XL holds 10,000.
No. It held more than that when we were there.
Yeah, because they broke every rule in the history of the to get you all in. Sold tickets to like 15 people for the same seat.
And there was piss everywhere.
Yeah.
We ain't even told the pod about how crazy that night was.
That was a crazy night.
We're lucky to come out alive, man.
Urbanks Jr. against Spike's going to be an eliminator for Quillen versus Jacobs winner.
When's this? When's I've been hearing about this. Spike O'Sullivan against Eubank Jr. When's that?
Probably on the Joshua card.
Pay-per-view, baby. Chief support.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a good fight, by the way.
Grudge. They're going to call that card like grudge match or something. Getting all the grudge matches out.
I hope Spike is very mindful.
No, the referee has to be mindful. He's a very dangerous man. Very dangerous man. He's gonna knock Spike out, I think. Spike's a lunatic. He's got no skills. He's a winger.
I like his attitude. He's calling out Gennady Golovkin and fucking everyone on fucking Twitter. We'll see what he's got. But didn't he lose against Saunders?
Yeah, he did.
Every round.
He's funny as fuck though, isn't he? He's good value, Spike.
Maybe one of his fans will throw a chair in the ring again or something.
No, he had the chair thrown at him, didn't he?
I still can't believe that shit. Oh man. I'm gonna find on YouTube again.
If you listen to Saunders speak about Spike O'Sullivan nowadays, he says he'll knock Chris Eubank Jr. out. Obviously he's biased, but fucking, you've got to kinda maybe suspect that Spike O'Sullivan has learned something. Although, doesn't Spike O'Sullivan train at the fucking Marbella gym as well?
No, he's with the Collins. But they're not having much luck either, so...
Yeah. The thing is, Stu, is I could say I could pull Angelina Jolie. The difference is it might actually happen.
So you're giving O'Sullivan no chance?
No chance in hell.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I agree. I agree, but I mean, this Adam Booth thing can either go one way or the other. It's either going to be a fucking complete success or he'll get fucking sparked out.
I think Booth will be a success for him. I can't see how it won't be.
I don't think he gets sparked out. I just think there might be issues between his father and Adam. I think if English leaves Adam to it, and then I think they'll be fine. But I think if English starts interrupting and trying to, dictate to Adam Booth what to do and this and that, then I think they'll have issues.
Love that. I just thought you're calling him English, Cam.
For that.
I have to. That's his name.
But how good is Eubank? English. He's a genius. The man's a genius. English.
One of the best things I ever saw in boxing was the intro to Chris Eubank Jr. against Saunders when he was coming to the ring.
Yeah,
it was wicked.
My son, when he's talking about my son.
I gave you my name, son. Now it's time to write into history once again.
That was wicked.
And then the fucking Still Dre.
Yeah.
Still Dre intro, and I was like, ding, ding. That was class. I love that.
Yeah. I want Eubank Jr. to do well because he's someone you get excited about watching, isn't he? Like, he's interesting.
Yep.
In my Eddie Hearn voice, you need characters.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm on the Eubank train.
Me too.
And in terms of like, I get the Hearn hate. Don't get it twisted. I get it, but if all the fighters, once they get to a certain level, are going to start skipping over to PBC, that's not good for British boxing long term because you need those big fights. Like if Heyman was around 10 years ago and he was Lacey's manager, he wouldn't have been coming to England.
Yeah, but that's doesn't mean anything because we're living in those times now. And if Hearn can't get the fights, what can we do? We can't just. We'd live up to every stereotype of being Eurobums if our guys don't go over there and fight these guys.
Yeah,
it's bad enough now as it is.
You got Selby going over there, and what's he doing? Fighting on a Wednesday night. Like, even I live in America, and I'm debating watching it. You guys got to stay up, so like you're not gonna bother.
I'll bother.
Yeah.
No, you say that, but then you'll fall asleep, Leon.
I'll fall asleep. Yeah, I'll try.
How are you gonna take a world champ and put him on the undercard of Devon Alexander? Like, it don't make sense. Like, there's just no logic behind it. And I've been the guy defending the PBC and this kind of stuff, but with these British fighters, they take them and they just put them nowhere. I mean, at least the Gale's going and having somewhat of a meaningful fight somewhere that's going to have an audience and it kind of means something.
Proper place.
Yeah, proper place.
In a boxing town. In a boxing town.
Then imagine
nowhere.
Yeah, imagine if Hearn had signed up, if Hearn had signed this fight for De Gale to go and fight Butte in his backyard, people would be slagging him off big time, saying,
for risking their fighter.
It's the same as what they did with Darren Barker. Like when Darren Barker took the money to fight Sturm, everyone was like, it's bullshit. He should be defending at home. He should be backing his fighter to win.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, do you think, does Heyman want De Gale to win, or would he rather have Butte win? Because he's the one who's selling tickets and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't see any of that ticket money.
Yeah. I think Heyman's a bit like Chelsea. He just buys players so other fucking teams can't buy them.
Oh, you know what? That is the best analogy I've heard. True. They are Chelsea.
And
Chelsea right now, fucked up. Chelsea are fucked.
Yeah, I mean, people, I've been saying this for a while, people give Eddie Hearn too much of a hard time. I mean, there's circumstances to every decision he makes. I mean, we were just talking not long ago about De Gale fighting in fucking Norwich Leisure Centre. As long ago as 5 fights ago?
Yeah.
And fucking, he's fighting on terrestrial TV.
Yeah.
In front of fucking a tiny TV audience, and then fucking Hearn rescued his career. And then as soon as someone else looks in his direction, he jumps ship. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, I need to say it again, that's just, I don't care if it's good business for De Gale, I just think you should at least show a wee bit of loyalty to the cunt who got you a fucking world title.
Nah, you know what though? I kind of disagree because the reason I think Hearn signed him was to control the next fight of Frutch, and obviously Frutch retiring kind of fucked that up a bit. I think he was trying to have another mega fight in the UK with Frutch and De Gale.
Yeah, you're right.
It wasn't even that. It was Hearn was scared Groves would beat Frutch in the second fight, so he was lining up De Gale to fight Groves, try and get that belt back after. Then obviously most only make Frutch after that.
I don't know. I think
again, Chew, wait, one sec, bro. Chew's just saying all that crap to lure me out. Chew thinks he's slick. Cause he said the same bullshit before, and I've had to speak to him. I've had to tell him off for it already.
Nah, listen, I'm not even.
Never, wait, one sec, Chew, cause you seem like you got no memory, so let me clarify it for you again. Hearn lost the purse bid. The girl had to go over to America, get the job done. Hearn never gave him the Frotch fight. Hearn made him waste a whole year. What's he supposed to do? Heyman comes and offers a big contract, and he's fighting in America. He's gonna go do that. I would do the same thing.
And guess who he's fighting now? He's fighting Lucian Booty. Fucking
opponent from World Champ.
Wow.
From World Champ.
Lucian Booty.
Going over to his backyard and gonna beat him up.
Exactly.
I love when Ari talks passionate about his boys.
Same, man.
Every other time he's half asleep.
I said, Kev, I fucking woke him up. But that's the thing. He's the champion, and he's gone over to the challenger's backyard.
We should respect that.
Yeah, it's a world championship. You travel the world defending it.
Nice one, Cam.
No, wait a minute. You get fucking boxers like Floyd Mayweather who control everything surrounding a fucking defence. They control the drug testing. They control fucking place, the stadium,
the gloves,
everything. And then the Gale.
Tony Weeks' haircut.
Exactly. The Gale, his first title defence. He fucks off to someone else's place. That just shows you that he's got no fan base.
Oh my god.
It does say a lot. It doesn't say that he has no fan base, but it definitely says something about his lack of fans. Because honestly, why would he put himself in that kind of position? You know, why would you make yourself vulnerable to, you know, judges, to the judges' scorecards and just things of that nature? It doesn't make much sense. Yeah, but again, if you're a very calculating person, I mean, why even let that risk be a part of it if you're the world champion?
I think he based it off risk reward, and I don't think there's much risk for him. And the reward he's getting money wise is big. Was he getting like $3 million?
Which is fair, but it could also be the fact that his lack of reward in his hometown is pretty low because of his lack of fan base, right?
Yeah, that's true.
$3.5 million is mental money for.
And Chu thinks he's going to turn that down.
How much?
Is that how much he's getting? $3.5 million.
Isn't Lemieux getting $2 million for the pay-per-view? For a unification.
But I'm sure he gets the upside.
But I don't think
going to be no upside on 200,000 buys.
But Kev, it's fair to say like Triple G has never earned $3.5 million, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Kovalev only did it once for that, and that was the same thing. He had to go to Canada for Pascal.
But and he got $3.5 million for that?
I think it was that. It was close to that. It was an absurd number. It was a lot of money.
It's because any decent fight in Canada's pay-per-view, so they can generate the money.
Yeah, but those fights don't mean anything.
I agree, but I
do absolutely nothing.
I preferred the Gale fighting. I preferred the Gale fighting Butte than the Gale fighting a nobody in London.
Yeah, fighting a Punky Medina for just as a homecoming.
I wanted to say
it's the same thing. I mean, I feel like you're just making that argument because you care for the well-being of De Gale. Like, what difference is there between fighting?
I don't know what you're crying about. The guy's going over to Canada and beating up a former world champion.
What a former world champion? What does that mean? It's Lucian fucking Butte.
It's a good fight.
Lucian Butte's dog shit. You want to use the rhetoric. You want to use the rhetoric of him being a former world champion as some kind of justification of him fighting him. Then that's your suit. He's a shit fighter.
Lim, Dan, you would struggle to name 10 better super middleweights than.
That's because that's a shit weight division at this time. That has nothing to do with it.
So what's he going to do? Sit on the shelf like Andre Ward for 2 years?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's no difference between him fighting a guy like fucking Porky Medina and him fighting Lucian Butte. It makes no difference. He gets a lot more money. That's a big difference for his own well-being. I give you that.
And it's a name on his resume.
It doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean shit. Do you guys think?
Yeah, but a
guys
name
on the
without
panel,
context. You take the name in context. This isn't Butte 4 years ago. This is
Even
Butte now.
even the name without context, that doesn't mean shit either.
Yeah, I mean,
He has been cobra'd.
he was fucking Golovkin in the amateurs.
I don't understand, man. Like all of us on the panel, we're pretty experienced boxing
Fucking
fans,
good point.
right? We're educated. We know what a certain fight means on a guy's resume. So why are we trying to play double standards all of a sudden?
Yeah, exactly then.
Because Ari likes the girl.
It's like, how about this? I think this is a valid comparison. When my boy Canelo fought James Kirkland, is that a valid name? Is that a good name on his resume? No, because James Kirkland is a shit fighter at this present time, and I don't think he ever was that good of a fighter, so I don't give him that much credit for it. I think the same thing applies for DeGale versus Butte.
As a first defense voluntary, it's a good fight.
It's not.
I'd rather this than a bum in London. What part of that do you not get? I don't understand. How much time do I have to say it?
I get every part of it.
So what's your problem?
I'm just saying neither of them are good, viable options. That's all.
So what do you want then?
Actually,
I want him to fight a good fighter. That's all.
he could have fought Callum Smith or Rocky Field, and that would have been.
You know he's not going to fight either of them in his first fight, Chew.
Yeah, he's above them at the moment.
No, but you guys are saying who's better than Lucy and Butte. Those two are at the moment, I think.
No, I don't agree with that. Who they beat?
Who they fought? I mean, who they're fucking. Everybody's ducking them.
Huh?
What? and Smith. Maybe when they beat each other. Maybe when they beat each other, you could say they're above Lucian Butte, but until then, no.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily who they've beat. It's the names they have beat. They beat them in style.
Yeah, but I think if you put Brian Vera in with Lucian Butte, you would have knocked him out in 2 rounds as well.
Well, Lucian Butte would have knocked Brian Vera out.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't know.
I mean, he was built up into like a pound for pound fighter, beating guys like Brian Vera. So
I saw fucking Andrade beat Lucian Butte, and Andrade is shit.
Andrade is not shit, man.
Who's Andrade beat?
Andrade is a pretty good fighter.
He beat the Lion.
He's not talking about Andre, the guy who does Chuck Liddell shadow boxing.
Nah, I'm talking about the Mexican Andrade.
He's talking about Leonardo Andrade, or whatever his name is.
Oh, right. Sorry.
And he is shit.
They come back this week. Didn't Demetrius Andrade come back this weekend?
No, he's fighting this weekend. Upcoming weekend.
And I know you guys put me in a vulnerable position when you asked me to fight, when you asked me to name another fighter that DeGale should fight. And you're right, I don't really have much of an answer because that weight division is a fucking, it's a wasteland. I'm looking at the rankings right now.
Lim, you don't have an answer.
It's a shit weight division. I still answered your question. I said
you don't have an answer.
Fights are garbage.
Wait, Lim, did you say you don't have an answer?
I said I do not have an answer, but that doesn't disqualify. Then it doesn't disqualify. Are you let me fucking talk? Are you gonna let me fucking talk?
You talk. We let you talk. You've been spewing shit.
Ari, just because I'm talking about your girlfriend doesn't mean you gotta not let me speak. Come on, Ari. Let me speak about your girlfriend, alright?
If you're gonna talk, you gotta talk sense.
I am.
You just come on here.
Are you listening to what I'm saying?
Defend his world title they just won. He went over there, he beat up the rail. You didn't think he was gonna beat him. He went and done it. Now he's fighting Butte, a former world champion. What do you want?
I just want him to fight someone better. Maybe a guy like Chudanov. I'd rather have him fight Chudanov than Butte. Butte's done with.
Chudanov just fought a fight. Name someone else.
Callum Smith.
He's fighting Fielding, ready, penciled in. No, name someone else.
Okay, I don't know the weight division. I'm just saying that's a shit fight. It's a shit fight. Then Ari, how come 2-3 months ago when they were leading up to the negotiations of that fight, why did they have to choose Butte at that given time 2-3 months ago?
They didn't choose Butte 2-3 months ago.
How long ago did they choose him then?
This got penciled in like last week.
So when's the fight taking place?
Next month.
Alright then.
End of next month. Oh, you finally being quiet?
No, I agree with you. You make a good point. Alright? The weight division.
I know I made a good point. Let's move on. You've been glass, mate. Get out of here, man. Cause you come out for, I don't even know, you ain't been here. You just come out of nowhere, think you're gonna come here and try to shit on my boy. It's not happening, mate. Who's he supposed to fight? Bute's a good opponent. Who else out there?
Gilberto Ramirez.
This is like Nez versus B Part 2.
I like Gilberto Ramirez. That's a good fight.
Gilberto
offered the fight before. He's already declined it. How much time is this guy going to get a world title fight chance and turn it down? He's obviously not ready. He knows he's not ready.
All right, I'll concede to that point. All right, but do you agree with me that Bute is a shit fight then?
Oh,
Please agree with me on that point. Let's meet halfway.
I don't think he agrees.
Two world-class fighters. All right, he's got a glass, but he's still skilled.
No, please. Let's get that out of the equation. All right, I concede that you took me on that point, right? He doesn't have anyone else to fight because that weight division is a piece of shit. There's no viable alternative. But please just meet me halfway. Bute is not a credible fight. There's no fucking way he's a credible fight.
Yeah.
The world champion
He's not even ranked.
Opponents.
Why are you so caught up on this idea of him being a former world titleist? What the fuck does that mean?
Former world titleists get more opportunities. We've seen it before. You're acting like this is the first time you've ever seen something like this.
But just agree with me then, it's a shit fight. You keep trying to qualify this as a decent fight, but you know it's not a good fight.
Not a shit fight.
It's a shit fight, right?
Yo.
How's it a shit fight? Alright, he got Cobra'd. He lost to Pascal, but that's it. Pascal didn't knock him out. He got Cobra'd. That's it.
Alright, let me jump in. We're going around in circles. Let me grab the reins. Chew, were you going to say something?
No, Lucien Beatty is not even ranked. I'm looking at the rankings. He's nowhere.
Where are you
Maybe
looking at?
because he was fighting at light heavyweight. I'm looking at the Ring magazine. I've checked the IBO.
It's the IBF though.
IBF. And he's number 6.
He's number 21 in BoxRec.
Look, just because I don't know the landscape of this weight division, I'm upset with the fight in a nutshell. All right, it's fine. You know, get your fucking money, $3.5 million. You know, good for DeGale, but just please fight someone better next time. That's all I ask.
Rob, you got anything for us before I let you go?
Wouldn't you be pissed off if you were like Danny Garcia, because they don't get that. No one else has got that much money in the PBC so far, have they? Like that, like Thurman is not getting $3.5 million to fight Sean Porter, is he?
To be fair, it's only rumored. I can't believe it's that high. Or maybe it is that high because
Pay-per-view.
He's going over there, you know, and he's going over there fighting in the guy's backyard.
Yeah, and they can generate the money on pay-per-view as well.
Obviously, the Canadian pay-per-view, you must still be getting a slice.
Yeah. But, alright Cam, thanks for having me on. Feel like a child of divorce after Ari and went at it.
They'll kiss and make up, don't worry. Thank you, Rob.
Rob, are you coming out to the Triple G fight?
No, I'm going to a fight party in LA. I'm actually going, do you guys follow, Montero on boxing?
No.
He's a good, check out his stuff on, YouTube. He's a good, like, up and coming boxing writer. He does a lot of YouTube stuff. Montero on boxing. I'm going to his house to watch it.
Is Ski Mask going?
No, Ski Mask's not invited. Have I told you about Ski Mask?
Oh wow, you're not inviting your boy Ski Mask?
No, I'll invite Ski Mask. Have I told you about Ski Mask Dad who looks younger than Ski Mask Joe? I'm telling you, Black Ski Mask Joe's dad is probably one of the top 10 best looking men I've ever met in my life. It's like, I felt quite, kind of.
Hey,
you know
Rob, I can't take anything I have to take everything that you say on, I can't take it on face value just because you were the same guy who said, Robbie was working at a KFC.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't really believe anything that comes out of your mouth anymore.
That is true. But this is true. Joe can back that up when he comes on. He'll be like, yeah, it's true. My dad is a sensationally attractive man.
You really did have people asking around if you worked at KFC too. That was a good troll job right there.
There you go. Got him.
All right. Cheers, Rob. Thank you.
Later on.
Dan, Kev, you guys have not been on the show that much. Do you guys want to talk about anything in particular?
No, just the Triple G Lemieux fight. I think the more I think about the fight, I think I'm kind of looking forward to it just from an entertainment perspective. I think it'll be a good, action-packed fight. I'm happy that Triple G is getting some recognition here in the States. I know he was recently on that Apple Watch commercial, which I saw, countless of times this past week. So good for Triple G. I think this fight is actually going to do some decent numbers. A lot of people, at least within my area, are pretty excited about the fight. Triple G seems to be more of a household name, by the week. But I still think he's going to knock David Lemieux out pretty early, in my opinion. What do you guys think about that?
We're kind of leaving our thoughts until Friday because we've got the chemo special.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess I prematurely shot my wad, but nonetheless.
That's okay. Now, you might not turn up on Friday, so at least you got your thoughts out of the way.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I think, other than that, with Ari, I love Ari. I think it's great when he talks about his guy so passionately. For me, I don't really know the current landscape of boxing, so I'm not quite sure who alternative options could have been. I just disagree with the fight in a nutshell, but I do understand that it's his first defense. So with that being said, hopefully he does fight better opponents in the future. But I just think, that combination of Al Heyman and being a newly crowned champion, you don't really fight good opponents after you capture that belt.
Cheers, Dan. Let's get some final thoughts and get out of here, seeing as though we got another show on Friday.
Oh, with Kev?
Kev's dropped off, I don't know. He's dropped off. Leon, you got any final thoughts?
No. You're all good. I'll save it for Friday.
Thank you. Ari, any final thoughts?
No, all good.
Dan, final thoughts?
Nope.
And Vichu, any final thoughts?
Yeah, just in regards to Timothy Bradley and the whole Diaz.
Joel Diaz.
Yeah, that's the one. Just apparently Tim Bradley sacked him by voicemail.
Yeah, I read that on Boxing Scene. That was disgusting, man.
Did you guys also hear about Tim Bradley's quote saying that he's learned more under Teddy Atlas in 3 days than 10 years with Joel Diaz?
Yeah, I read that in the same article, yeah.
That's fucking disgusting, man.
Joel Diaz is saying...
You really think a wife, your counterpart, your significant other can have that much of impact on the stupid shit that comes out of your mouth?
I don't know what's going on with Bradley anymore, to be honest.
I'm rooting for Rios hard, heavy in this fight. I hope he fucking knocks him out.
I fucking hate both of them now, so I'm in a kind of tough pickle.
Double knockout, Cam, the dream, the double knockout.
Yeah, that'd be ideal.
The thing about Rios is he doesn't know any better. He's really dumb, so you kind of expect stupid stuff to come out of his mouth. But with Tim Bradley, that's a new low for him. I think all the jokes that we made about his wife a couple years ago, I think those are justified now.
all that negative feedback we got now, we can fucking throw it back in those people's faces.
Exactly. That was a predictive move on our behalf. We knew that this was going to happen, so that's why we made the jokes.
Yep.
A pussy must be good, though.
Alright, that's enough.
That's enough.
Yeah, don't cross the line, Chief.
He's done it. He's over the line.
Alright, guys. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all the people in the chat and all the people that download the show week in, week out. We're back on Friday. Chemo special. Peace.
You just listened to the Boxing Coalition.
Oh, dude. Man, I love boxing. I fucking love boxing.
A big shout out to the Boxing Coalition.
You're a newbie. No, I ain't new, man.
If my fucking next door neighbour became the number one flyweight in the world, you know what I'd do? I'd fucking walk past the cunt.
Derek, how you doing, bro?
I was physically bun you, blood.
I disagree.
First time I hear the show, man, it was fucking badass.
Vamos Argentina, la concha de su madre.
I see the bomb in them.
I get home and she's like, what the fuck? Me and the kid are here. Why don't you get home and talk to us? I'm like, man, you guys don't know shit about boxing.
Kel, how does it feel to be the new IBF champion?
Feels great. Did we really dive into the black hole right off the jump?
I think he's hiding glass.
Just to play devil's advocate.
You want one portion of crow or two portions of crow?
Give me 2 portions with a supersized fries and a large drink, please.
I can't stand Jim Watt. I'm Scottish.
Fringe side? But you won't brush Anthony fucking fat ass Joshua, would you?
He's not fat.
How about you tell us what you weighed for your final thoughts?
My weight?
Thank you for listening to the Boxing Coalition. We are live every Monday, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. UK time, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern.